Hello again, my skeleton peoples. The Crypt Gang has returned with the next session of our Chivalry campaign. If you've watched our previous session, you know what's about to happen. If not, it'll be linked in the description. You may skip the next bit to get into the action with a timestamp in the description, or give it a listen at your discretion. Either way, I hope you enjoy the show, and if you feel so inclined, give it a like and tell us how we did. This campaign is a tribute in memory to our dearly departed friend, Jason David Frank. Most well known for his acting as the Green and White Power Rangers through multiple different series, he created his own form of martial arts and even got inducted into the Karate Hall of Fame for it. It is in the spirit of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers that this campaign is a tribute to. This campaign is hosted through StartPlaying.Games and played using the Roll20 virtual tabletop system. Every person participating in the campaign requested to play from the website and have lives of their own outside it. The intent is to play every Saturday evening, but sometimes life gets in the way, so expect players to come and go as needed. They are aware and have consented to these sessions being recorded for entertainment purposes. This is a medieval fantasy take on Power Rangers, changing them from bodysuit martial artists into kitted out medieval knights in shining armor. From cool robots to cool mythological creatures, and from goofy science powers to fantastical magical ones granted by their bonded mythical creatures. They are Grand Knights, appointed representatives from each of the 7 nations of this setting, who are sent out into the world to smite evil, save the innocent, and maybe get up to some tomfoolery or, dare I say it, shenanigans. Again, I hope you enjoy the show, and I hope you have a blessed remainder of your day.
Yeah, let's get those nat ones out of the way.
Beautiful.
The nat 1 on stealth, but still a 14.
Uh-huh.
I love that.
I am stealthy boy.
All right. So, last time we played, which was ages ago, you had just completed the trial of patience, which was being questioned by the multitudes of Ioswin about what you're going to do about all the bad guys, and are you convinced that you can win? The hard questions that a hero is asked whenever concerned individuals can ask them things. Um, it has been several days since then. We'll say 2. In that time, you have spent your evenings and mornings in the company of the ambassador and his 2 robed friends. Up to this point, none of them have told you their names. Every time that you have asked, regardless of how polite or impolite you have been about it, they've just said, not yet. However, you have enjoyed the delicious, slightly spicy cuisine of the Arcadian Empire, ranging from like a curry kind of, I don't want to call it soup. I'm assuming everyone knows what curry is, right?
I love curry. If I could eat curry on the daily, that's what I'd be doing.
Yes, curry is good.
It's like gravy, like spiced gravy, meat, and usually like rice or noodles.
Dude, that sounds delicious.
It's like a kind of like a curry inspired dish. They've got like a large racks of meat for those in the party that can eat meat. Loki being the only vegetarian that I'm aware of.
Vibes.
Yeah.
Was probably given like a like
meatless version.
Yeah, like a fancy salad. Starsinger was probably trying to eat the plate. He has slowly become more omnivorous, despite being a Chad horse. What else kind of food were they trying to make? There's like stews, soup. Um, but what seems to kind of stand out the most is their spiced bread. I was like these like large loaves that have been cooked with spices inside of the bread. And when you put like a little bit of butter on it, it just kind of like melts in your mouth, and it gives you this like warm kind of home feeling. Um, that it just makes you feel really good after eating it. Um, you have spent like between the evenings and the mornings, um, you have spent your time wandering around the capital of Ioswin, good old Jarsu here, um, trying to figure out what the next trial is going to be. You feel like you have been helping out with everything that you could possibly help out with, and yet the slightly floaty bodyguard guys haven't said a word, at least not in terms of whether this is going to be your next trial. It's a little bit frustrating. Gronk, being what she is, has, of course, voiced small complaints about it, mainly because she is being forced to dress nicely still, and she doesn't like it. The Zalashtaran dress is, of course, like kimonos. Hers is, of course, a variety of blues and reds, because they have fairly colorful dress clothes. She doesn't like it because she hates the shoes, and you can't. She doesn't get like full range of motion, so that she can punch things. Um, Otherwise, she's been enjoying the food quite a lot.
Wait, does that mean I'm wearing shoes too?
Yes. Well, no. Um, you have like more of like a, because you got like the big non-retractable claws. Um,
So I got like the sandal wood clog sandal thing going on.
nah, cause like well, you're Norse, so you don't have shoes because you can't retract your claws in.
Okay.
Gronk can.
Oh, we're wearing our own culture's nice clothes.
Yes.
Okay.
You're not wearing like Ioswinian fancy clothes. You're wearing your culturally appropriate nice clothes.
I'm wearing Ioswin fancy clothes.
You sure are, which is just more ludicrously colorful feathers and strategically
Bones
placed
and
belts and stuff.
You realize that would mean I'm walking around in armor, right?
You're not. No, you're wearing like your fanciest tunic and like pants. You probably have like a ceremonial blade at your hip and any kind of jewelry that you would normally wear.
Okay. Just making sure.
Star is kind of in the same boat, except that Star has like the what are they called? The like robes kind of thing. Because you're nobility now, so you are expected to wear the toga. There you go. You got like the tunic underneath and like toga related things. Also, you probably have a ceremonial blade at your hip. Same thing with Loki, fancy tunic and pants. Kojo, the guns are out. You've got like probably like a sleeveless shirt, which is fairly ornate, and then of course jewelry.
I have guns?
Yeah, you're like athletic.
Oh.
Like your
Hello,
muscles.
Crunch.
Hello, Crunch.
Crunch.
Hey guys,
Hold on.
I might not be able to make it today.
Huh?
My girlfriend
Then why are you thinking?
I might not be able to make it today. I hope I do.
I mean, you're here now, aren't you?
You're right here.
I am.
Well,
My
welcome.
girlfriend wants me to spend time with her today.
You can go spend time with your girlfriend. That's more important than us, in my opinion. But... Yeah, no.
Well, just know you're gonna miss out on some stuff.
Oh no.
And
Don't worry.
we have introduced Gronk.
Oh.
You will be Gronkless.
Gronkless. Someone text me what her stuff is.
Okay, I will.
Oh, so that means that Celeste didn't make
wasting
it
my
today?
time.
Nope, Celestial has not made it today.
He has been removed.
Okay.
Yeah, it's officially removed from game, as was the deal.
Oh well.
Yeah. Anyway, after describing what everybody's fancy dress looks like, it is the morning of the third day. You have spent the last several hours of the morning having a rich and delicious breakfast. That music is rather distracting, Mr. Barbaros.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you. After leaving the breakfast, sated as you were from the delicious breakfast foods of the Arcadian Empire, you have taken to what you normally do, which is gander about and figure out things. You spend about an hour to you spend about an hour figuring out where you might need to go. And for many of you, your thoughts stray towards, helping people. It's kind of a normal thing for you, especially lately. Let's have some perception checks from everybody.
Perception.
Why is that perception roll so loud?
Ooh.
Like, did anybody
So you
hear
can
that?
perceive the roll.
Goddamn, Gronk. First roll.
Oh shoot! I hit performance, not perception. Sorry.
You have Gronk's stuff actually showing for us.
For that one, I had it as GM rolled because I was testing stuff out earlier, so I kind of forgot. But I got a nat 20.
Nice.
I see everything.
So, aren't you the one of the most perceptive of our group?
He's got a 10.
Yeah, he got a 26 without being a nat 20.
No, he rolled the wrong thing. The
Oh, that was
second one is
persuasion.
Like you tell
Okay.
them.
It's like, damn.
So close.
Kocho is persuasive.
Nah, Kocho's
Also-
supposed to be the most perceptive of us all.
Coach is like, I'm persuading my eyes to see better.
Oh, what I forgot to mention is that when Gronk is in normal, like, Gronk clothes, like the modified armor and stuff, there's a pauldron on one of her shoulders that has been designed for a tiny creature to sit. That is Loki's seat.
Aw.
Dude, that's epic.
Because there's not a lot of animals that can hold Gronk's weight. Senko can, because Senko is a giant bird. So most of their journeys had to deal with walking, and Gronk isn't known for being able to run, at least not for great distances. So lots of walking. So that has become Loki's spot.
I love that.
I love that Loki gets a whole spot on top of Gronk.
Yeah.
Canonical bestie privileges.
Yeah. As you are gandering about, you make your way to the main square, as you normally do. You have brief interactions with the numerous townspeople, ranging from bakers and food sellers giving you like free samples and such, to children asking you ridiculous questions like, I don't know what a sarashi is.
Me neither. I was just
The cotton chest wrap that you see in anime that's just like wrapped around for like upper chest.
It looks
Not a
like
bra.
you broke your
It's
fucking ribs.
makeshift bra, essentially.
Let's turn off the browser
I'm so
noises.
confused.
Browser noises.
I use Opera GX for a lot of things, and I did one of the Dark Souls ones, and I just had to open up a new like tab to like search things, and I'm pretty sure all of YouTube just heard "blah" as it did so. I'm just like, I should turn that off.
Hey, YouTube, question for today. What's your favorite kind of cookie? Leave it in a comment down below.
That's a sarashi. No, she wears like a normal kind of like
How did we get here?
shirt and stuff. Anyway, you as you are gandering about in the okay, as you are gandering about in the main square, rolled highest. So Frackstone, Gronk, and Borb. And Star. You discover that, well, Borb already kind of knew about it, but they do have like the equivalent of newspapers. And a headline on it says, many people in the outlying villages around Jarsu are coming down sick with some kind of magical phantasmal plague. And that many of those who are afflicted by it have been moved to a clinic in Jarsu.
We must find this
Sorry,
clinic.
I was muted again.
Sure.
Okay, so what I was going to say is, alright guys, let's go perform miracles again. Remember what we did for Bev? Let's do it again.
Dude, I do not remember actually.
You weren't
So
here.
we're gonna be ripping people out of the strings of magic again.
Hopefully not.
Gronk does not approve of removing tiny children from Weave more than once.
That's not what our intent was to do.
That is what tiny bird creature said, and Gronk points at Borb.
I love how Gronk says that like he doesn't know Borb's name. Like she doesn't know, rather.
She has consistently referred to each of you by your race. And it starts off with tiny. So, tiny orc creature, tiny bird creature, tiny
Aren't
lizard
me and Gronk,
creature.
like, the same size?
Gronk is 8'7".
Never mind.
I would like to point out,
am
Gronk is only 2 feet taller than me.
Yes, you are still tiny. That is still head and shoulders above you, sir.
Anyway, no, Gronk, don't worry. We don't plan on removing people from the weave this time.
Good.
At least that's not my plan. I'm gonna say that in my head.
How do you plan on doing that?
I mean, we call upon our knightly abilities again like we did last time.
We could also use the runes to find out. Holding up the vital runes I used from copying what was in Seth's hospital room to find out what's going on with them, possibly.
Yeah, we could do that. I just want to find. I really do want to find out what's going on with him.
We already knew what was going on with him. He was too magical.
No, we're talking
Not
about
him. The
not
people
them.
who are falling sick now.
People that are falling sick now. You think it's Chaos Touch? Kind of falling sick?
No, they'd go insane.
true. Alright, if everybody's in agreement, I'd like to go to whatever shelter they're being held in.
The clinic.
It's a
Clinic.
clinic.
They're being held in, yeah.
In Jarsu.
In the main city here. You
Are
kind of
we-
have to. Oh, okay, sorry.
No, sorry, continue.
Is that what we want to do?
That's what I was asking. Are we okay with that?
I mean, like, I'm alright with it, dude.
Helping people is for the best.
I mean, it also could get one of those pesky trials out of our way.
Maybe.
I say that. I also say that in my head.
Oh.
Helping people is what it's about.
And I get to use my fancy room script.
Gronk agrees with Loki.
Yes, it is for helping the betterment and helping people.
Though Gronk doesn't know how useful Gronk will be, as this is magical, and Gronk
Is
is
not the most magical.
not the most, yeah. What?
Gronk, if we need,
What little orc said.
you know how we'll need you? We'll need you to lift people.
Gronk could do that. Gronk is good at that. Just kind of like,
Just-
flexes, and you hear like, ooh, from some of
Just
the
in
people
case
around.
something goes wrong.
Oh. Well, Gronk is good at that too.
Gronk is the contingency.
Gronk is always the contingency plan.
Gronk doesn't know what contingency means.
Gronk is confused as a bunch too big
I
words.
missed what happened.
We're talking about Gronk.
Uh-huh.
We're saying Gronk is
Oh.
our contingency plan for things.
Gronk is Gronk. Gronk do Gronk.
Gronk's well.
All right, guys. So let's go to this place, I guess.
Borb, do a history check with advantage.
Oh, to see if we know where we're going.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
You are fairly certain you know where this clinic is. It is off the beaten path. It is not necessarily towards the outskirts of Jarsu, but it's definitely away from the major populating areas. So you kind of have to go off of the main road, more like towards this area.
How many days travel will that take?
That's not. It's barely even an hour.
Okay.
We're still in the city, dude.
Yeah.
I don't
Come
know,
on,
man.
dude.
I don't know how big
And
this
now
city is.
I have to get rid of Azumi's and replace
It was Gronk.
with Gronk.
Dude, I can finally get all my Chaw dudes out.
God,
I'm
that's
happy.
so much HP. You go down the tightly packed road through a stand of trees, and you're presented with a stone-sided clinic. You see that in Ioswinian and underneath in Common is clinic number 3.
Oh, there are
Clinic
multiple
number
of these.
You see like dangling from it as in like haphazard attached wood. It reads, if suffering from magic plague, go to the right when entering. To the left if you wish to what is it? Register.
Assist.
There we go.
Register. Register as in what?
Just says register.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask, do you guys want to go through the right or the left? Do we want to register for something, or do we want to go and just immediately go and help these people?
Let's go check in
probably-
with the clinic first.
Yeah, to the register bit.
Okay, then we'll head to the register bit.
Right,
Hey,
move
Crypt.
thine tokens. Yes.
Do I think that lesser restoration would fix, like, the plague?
You will have to ask.
Okay.
Oh,
Move your tokens inside.
okay.
Also, I imagine, like, I probably have been here when I was doing my trial just to, like, help people who are in need in the clinic.
It does. You are reminded of your trial. For your trial of humility. But this wasn't a plague hospital before. It was just like a clinic that the locals visited if they had like some kind of like ill, like the cold,
Yeah. Okay.
the poops. There's a couple of like infant and child diseases that you could get as you were growing up. There was wing fever and something to do with the beak. I'll figure out some funny sounding disease later. Um, you are presented with like a fairly wide hallway. It's still only like 5 feet wide, but it's got engraved words of prayer written engraved onto the walls, mainly towards Vitar, but there's some towards death. There's some towards Duzius as the god of magic. Most of these have nothing to do with the plague. These are from people who are asking for loved ones to pass through to survive whatever's going on. But if they don't, then they go to the correct place. Your standard variety of please help my family, but if they should pass on, help them go where they're supposed to go. As you go into the clinic lobby, you see that there are a smattering of Aarakocra and Kenku patients, all of which have large ensorcelled masks over their beaks, many of which are wearing like rune-covered cloaks and like robes. Their hands
Is it
are
like doctor's mask?
no. These are more of along the lines of like our modern ones that we used for like COVID and stuff. But not nearly as like I don't want to say advanced. They can pass for essentially what those were simply through magic. It's really just like a bunch of fabric wrapped around their faces covered in runes. You see that all of these patients in here are busy helping the clerks behind the front desks make like what looks like crushing up like herbs for poultices and potions. These seem to be the more able-bodied ones. Um, if anyone is proficient with medicine, you're more than welcome to do a medicine check if you would like.
Proficient.
I'm not proficient in it, but would you still allow it?
It just might give you some other information.
Ah, okay. I'm just gonna attempt
And
it.
I have bad wisdom.
I know the shit out of medicine.
You sure apparently do.
Okay, go Loki.
So looking at the people around you, that's right. You get proficiency from being the White Knight.
Yeah, that's me.
Looking at all these people, you can see that beneath their, for the Aarakocra, they're multicolored feathers, and for the Kenku, underneath their black feathers. They all seem to have the same kind of symptoms. It's harder to tell on the Kenku because of their dark feathered coloring. You can see that the skin around the eyes has been stained black. There's like veins going down from the eyes. You see that there are actually like black spots inside of the whites of their eyes. You can see through little bits of their masks that part of their beaks are rotted. If any of you have any experience with what radiation poisoning can do, it's kind of along that same lines. It's very small. These people are the more able-bodied ones. You see that their feathers have lost their luster, and while their movements are able, They are still sluggish.
Okay, can I use my my tablet in order to try and get a clearer look at what's affecting them?
Sure. Do a medicine check, but with advantage. This is just to see if you can translate what the runes are telling you. Nice.
21.
Their blood pressure is a little bit low. They are suffering from minor malnutrition simply because the whatever is affecting them is lowering their like need to eat, but their metabolism is still the same. So like they don't feel as hungry, but they are slightly starving themselves. What else? There is muscular and skeletal damage, and there is magic affecting the majority of their bodies and is slowly eating away at them.
Okay, I relay that to quietly to Loki. Because don't want to be screaming that out loud. We should tell him we should probably let the clinic people know.
They're just like kind of staring at you. Gronk has like hands on her hips, just kind of like look kind of like impressive. As she's like, kind of stooped a little.
Yeah, no, sorry. We didn't say anything to the people, did we?
No, you just like kind of came in and looked at people.
Yeah, I'm going to walk up to the counter, and I'm going to be like, if you couldn't already tell, we are the Knights, the Grand Knights. That is Loki, Gronk, Finn.
Sean, dude. Hey, I'm Finn.
He's standing in the doorway.
I couldn't remember who he was.
I don't really think I should be in here.
And other company.
Oh.
Yeah, Barb, Frack, and Borb are not
Other
important enough.
company?
Other company?
My bad.
Oh, I don't even care. Blackstone doesn't even care. He just waves a hand over his head and he's still examining the tablet and pointing things out to Loki.
This is the team. This is I'm not even gonna release our names. This is the Grand Knights. My name is Spar. We heard of the problem over here, and we have, and I'm putting this in quotes in my head, but saying this confidently to them. I'm saying we have experience in this field, as in we saved a kid with a little bit of a wild magic problem. We may or may not. Nah, I'm not going to say the rest of that.
I don't think this is the same kind of problem at all.
It's a magical inflicted illness, I'd assume.
Yeah, but like one's like
My bad, let me move out the way.
magic, one's like radiation cancer.
Ew. Great heavens. Anyway.
Oh, Sean, dude, it's Corin.
I'm going to start casting Remove Curse and walk up to one of the afflicted.
The front desk clerk just kind of like looks at all of you with kind of like a slightly perturbed, tired look on their face, and is like, "So did you come to help them?"
Yes. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Whatever they say.
Well, we've got them spread out, and we got 4 groups. We got, and kind of points at the patients in the chairs, and they all just kind of like casually wave and then go back to what they were doing. It's like these are our able-bodied ones. They're the ones that haven't been affected as much. They can still stand, move, have basic, well not basic, but advanced motor function. Then points towards this door and says, That door leads to group number 2. They are able, but they are bedridden because the disease, plague, whatever you want to call it, has eaten away at their feet. So they're doing the same thing that these patients are doing. They're just in bed with runes of healing inscribed in the beds to make it so that the plague doesn't travel up quickly past their ankles. That door leads towards groups 3 and 4. Group 3 is bedridden and incapable of basic motor function, and group 4 are those whose families we have already alerted to their currently deteriorating state.
Okay. So I'm gonna try this on one of the worst rooms.
Okay.
Okay, hold up. Actually,
I think we should start small, honestly.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is this contagious in any sort of way?
Just kind of looks at Borb, but just kind of like has to lead over the table a little. It is only so far contagious amongst avian species. As long as you stay, as long as you stay far enough away and do not touch them or have any kind of fluid transfer that is both either on your skin or eyes, nose, mouth, that kind of thing, or like an open wound, you should be okay.
Like zombies.
That's why we're all
Can I do an
here.
Arcana roll to see if I can understand what type of magic's being, the magic that I'm seeing that is in them, eating away at them?
You can certainly try.
I'm just gonna try to remove curse on one of them.
Oh.
Okay,
that roll didn't happen.
Can I back him up with that Arcana roll, please?
He's already spending a sorcery point to undo it.
I was about to say, like, how would Star help him? But he already spent the... Okay. With a 22. You know, by definition, that this is magical. The little rune thing told you that something magical is happening to their body. At least that's what you've interpreted from the rune. You know that it is deteriorating their bodies at a quickened rate. Studying them, you get a couple of ideas. One is a modified undeath plague. However, you've not heard of any of the afflicted coming back from the dead. All you know is that when they die from it, and it is rather painful. Second is just some kind of modified normal plague, because normal plagues don't tend to have some kind of like magical basis,
possibly
I guess.
an empowered plague.
Yes, or it could just be like a set of coincidences where a naturally occurring disease somehow got entangled with some kind of magical nonsense and just made it more powerful.
So,
as has been known to happen.
Yes.
Would remove curse do anything?
Magical disease happen? Is there any non-magical disease that we know of that is like acts like this?
Trying to think.
Well, we should ask them what magic they have used so far to see what they have tried and what may have worked or what hasn't. Also, can I get a mask?
Oh, yeah. He just, like, kind of, like, reaches underneath the table and grabs um, like a sealed container. Like makes like a rune in the air, and you see like the lid pops up, and he hands you one of the masks.
Thank you.
Are there non-avian masks?
It's not contagious to non-avian species.
Oh, cool.
None
Can
of our
I ask
companions
them
are
in?
avian by nature, are they?
What?
None of our companions are avian by nature.
The only one is
Me?
Borb, the bird person, or Burson, if you will.
We literally call Borb
Burson.
because he's bird.
Gronk helpfully points at Borb and says, "Little bird person."
It
Or
was a
Bird
caution.
man.
we don't have our animal companions though, do we?
Those
Our
are
animal
mythological creatures. They most of them count as elementals instead
Okay.
of beasts.
Okay, making sure.
Victory's mostly cat. She doesn't count.
Well,
Jeez.
seeing these guys are malnourished, and I want to try to help, but I don't know if doing medicine or magic is necessarily going to help, because I know remove curse isn't going to do very much for them. I'm going to ask where the kitchen is, and I'm going to see if I can cook them something, see if I can't get some of them to eat.
The clerk just kind of like head waves towards where you came from. We've been using the kitchen of one of our neighbors um, down the street a bit to cook them food. We don't have uh, the capability of cooking food here. We're just a clinic, um, but we have gained access to the town down, or not town, but the house down the road to cook these patients' meals. But you will just so that you're aware, they did eat 10 minutes ago. But most
So
of them don't. They didn't eat very much because the disease has reduced their need to eat without actually reducing their metabolism or increasing it. I don't I don't know which. Like they the disease makes them feel like they don't need to eat even though they still need to.
It's a loss of appetite.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What
the
if
hell
we
to do
force
now.
them to eat?
Well, that's
I'm not
just
going to
mean.
force somebody to eat. That's mean.
Yeah, but like at a certain point, like eat or die.
I mean, they're already
No.
kind of dying, to be fair with you.
Well, they're most of the plague has been slowed using runes of healing, and every so often a cleric comes by to put cure wounds and with a couple of the like cure disease potions that we can find. Um, it slows it down, but it doesn't get rid of it because even with the potions, it somehow still comes back.
And I ask in Orin, I'm like, is that all the magic you have used? Have you tried Lesser Restoration or Dispel Magic?
We did have one of the priests from the Eye come down to perform some of their more powerful spells. Lesser Restoration made it go away for a while. Last one was for a week before symptoms returned. So far, there are no priests within the Eye that have access to greater restoration. And we have put in a request for the White City to give us um, a high priest, one of like the heavier hitting um, cathedral priests. But so far, we have received no reply.
For some of them less like the stage 1 variant of the virus, I'm gonna go up to some of the patients and can I ask them if they have anything in common, if they've done anything new / different / anything before the plague started.
You see that they get like they get this really thoughtful look on their face, and I want you to do an insight check for me.
Something I'm not good at, but okay.
Um, each one that you ask, Like maybe I'll say that you like questioned like the pair or like the three that are right there in front of you. Um, they get this very thoughtful look on their face. Like some of them like tap their beak or like scratch their head kind of thing, and they all have strangely the same response. Not really. Like I just went about my day. Um, I remember talking to someone and like interacting with my family before the symptoms started.
Can I see if I can't persuade them to give me a little bit more information than that? I want
Um,
like I want like detail of what their day looked like.
well,
The day
you can roll for it.
yeah, I want to just see what was yeah, I want to see what their day was
Uh,
like
well,
leading up
strangely
to.
enough, they all kind of give you, despite how like persuasive and um, entreating that you are about this information, they still give you the same response. And it gets stranger still because it's the same way of saying it. They say, I don't I don't really remember. It's just going about my day. I talked to someone, interacted with my family, and then symptoms came back, or the symptoms started.
Makes me feel like they all talked to the same specific someone, but don't know who that someone was.
I'd assume they were mind wiped of some sort. Yeah.
John,
Can I cast
Sounds like it.
Dispel Magic on one of them?
That's what it sounds like.
Sure.
Can I be examining them that person with my rune script
Sure.
to see?
As you cast Dispel Magic on them, you see that briefly their skin, like their, outward symptoms slowly disappear. But then, like, you see that their eyes get clear and they look like, they feel a little bit better, but then slowly but surely it comes back.
How am I feeling at this point?
Do you have to touch things to do Dispel Magic?
Dispel Magic? No, it's just within 120 feet of
Okay.
me.
You don't feel any different.
Okay, with them doing the dispel magic thing, can I try remove curse on one?
Same thing happens.
What am I seeing on the rune script?
You see the equivalent of a like heartbeat monitor like jump. Their vitals stabilize and things look peachy before they slowly go back to what they were before.
Hmm.
And it's at the same progression that it was?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn back to the party. I'm gonna be like, so from what it seems like, we need to find whoever these guys talked to. I'm assuming that everybody here talked to the same person. None of them can remember this person apparently, unless does somebody have a mind reading spell of any sort?
Well, that's what I was gonna ask, is when I dispelled the magic, did they seem to remember?
They didn't really have a chance to say too much. It was maybe like 4 or 5 seconds of clarity before everything returned back to what it was.
Okay.
What if we try counterspell?
I have that, but am I willing to waste a third?
Counterspell only it stops a spell that's being cast, not a spell that has already been inactivated.
Yeah.
Oh, dang it. Okay.
I don't have a mind
I have
control
sending.
spell of any sort.
I have sending, but not detect thoughts. I mean, my cat does.
Let me check Moon. Maybe Moon has something. Could Moon test their blood? He can taste magic, can he?
He can
Have there
only
been
he's only
any
immune to
people who
poisons.
He's only immune to poison, so
Uh-huh.
he
not disease.
So you're saying he'd fall victim of whatever this was?
Well, I
if
mean,
were to
he's
happen.
a
That's what
lizard,
magical
so
disease is.
he wouldn't get the disease because he's not susceptible to it. But he might become a carrier of it, meaning that where he goes, fellow Borbs might fall ill.
I mean,
Can I
so
try
what
again,
about-
though?
doesn't interact with Moon.
I'm sorry?
Hey, can we try identify?
That will only tell you how an object functions.
Not how a person functions.
Oh, okay.
Actually, it also tells you about curses.
It's not. It isn't.
Oh.
It is a curse. And it,
If a spell is affecting an item,
Or person.
you choose one object that you must touch at the casting of the spell. If it is a magic item or some other magic-imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use and how many charges it has, if any. Learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If an item is created by a spell, you learn which spell created it. If you instead touch a creature throughout the casting, you learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it.
So you would have to touch them and potentially become a carrier.
yeah. So the problem with this is none of us want to touch them. None of us want to become carriers.
I can touch
Strictly
them.
because we have. Again, we have Borb in our party.
I will stay very far away from Finn.
Look,
Sean,
don't
You
you?
do that anyway.
You don't need to interact that much.
It's like, don't you already stay away from Finn?
I
No,
think everybody stays away from me, dude.
I like Finn.
Oh, you do, dude?
Anyway, so we need to
We
figure
are
out
all
who
friends
exactly-
here.
Shaw, dude.
Cha, indeed.
That chop real smooth.
Alright, let's not
Are there
become
any
friends,
like?
right?
Is there any magical runes just maybe floating on them?
Are you
that
doing
maybe we could-
identify?
I don't have identify. I have eyes of the rune keeper. I was gonna see if I don't know.
Is that a deep
How
magic
does the
thing?
roomkeeper just let you read anything?
Yeah, I mean, if they have random runes floating on them, I'd be able to read it.
Nah.
I mean, if it helps a bit, I can make my teeth become short. Well, it's more like I can make needles go in my mouth, but like...
That's weird, bro.
That is really weird.
Where have you put the dead, unfortunate as it is?
Oh, dude, I revivify.
Well, we have,
You have revivify?
after letting
dude.
the families know, we burn them. There's a pyre out back that we use. We sterilize it each time we do it, and we have a coatl bonded blowing the smoke towards the sea, and then a couple of other coatls that are pushing the smoke out, so that the potential embers and airborne parts of it don't go back into civilization.
Because I have speak with dead. So if we
Dead would
can...
only
I revivify.
We can kill one of them and then cast that.
And speak with
Well,
them,
I was
then
gonna say,
revive them.
if we wait by the pyre, then we can wait until, unfortunately, someone passes and then ask them, because I would assume that after death, amnesia would not still plague them.
You know, you're right. I mean, we could
Not gonna revive
keep the
them for their
process
efforts.
along, to be fair with you. But that's not something that I necessarily, actually, I don't mind
I can
doing
do
it.
it.
It's against our moral codes.
Gronk
Oh, shit.
has idea.
Yes, Gronk.
Speak your truth, Gronk.
Gronk looks around, looks at all of you and says, "Gronk needs knife."
I hand Gronk the small knife that I keep on me. That
Uh,
I have matching with Seth.
Gronk uses two of her fingers and inspects the knife and looks at you dead in the eye and says, "Is this iron?"
Yes.
Gronk turns and looks at the nearest person and like has like the knife like point towards them, says touch knife. Bird is kind of hesitant, is like, are you gonna try to stab me? Gronk just kind of like leans forward and says, if Gronk wanted to stab you, you'd be stabbed. Touch knife.
Fey magic.
I'm looking at Gronk and I'm like, Gronk, we can't say those kind of things.
Just Gronk just kind of looks at you and raises her eyebrows and says, but it's truth. Why would Gronk not tell truth?
Because we don't have, we're not allowed to say intrusive thoughts like
Intrusive
Ask
thoughts.
Gronk if she thinks it's a Fey magic, and that's why she's testing the cold iron.
Well, you see that the Aarakocra reaches out and touches the knife, and you see their eyes slowly start to clear. The symptoms don't go away, but their eyes look sharper. She kind of like looks around, and Gronk just gets this kind of big feral smile on her face, turns and looks at Borb and says, looks like Gronk was right.
Okay, sorry, but how did Gronk figure this out?
Gronk has idea. Gronk got a 24 in insight. If I failed, honestly, I was just gonna let you guys figure it out.
John, dude, I feel like Finn would have figured it out.
Didn't you fail one of the only things that you're supposed to be good at earlier?
Perception, yes. Insight.
Okay. Wait, guys.
It's Fey magic.
The Aarakocra's eyes are clear. Let's ask them how their day went. What happened during their day before they started showing the symptoms.
I'm gonna go back up into the same guy, or the guy that Gronk has given my knife to, and I'm going to ask the question again.
It's like, well, I was going out to collect the plants in our garden, because that's how how I feed my family. I would go into the market, sell what other produce that I have that we don't need, and then a traveler in rich clothing. I can't really remember what they look like. All I really remember is that they're rather attractive for whatever species they were.
I'm gonna look back to the party. Hey guys, don't we remember a guy really attractive that we ran into that escaped?
They handed me coin. Said, hey, you look like you're in need. I of course told them to politely take their money elsewhere, because there are obviously other people that need it, and I'm rather self-sufficient. Said, no, I insist, and then just kind of had the coin in my hand. Went in and talked to my family about this stranger handing out gold, and put it amongst the rest of our coinage, and then sometime after that, I started getting symptoms.
It's the coin. What did this
I
coin
will
look
cast
like?
Counter Charm, and everyone in this room has advantage on saving throws against being charmed or frightened. And we can ask all of them if that was their same experience.
Or if it's the situation where Counter Charm won't work, I have plenty of other items that have metal on them, that have iron, that are iron based. You know, my iron bolts for my crossbow.
Well, Counter Charm doesn't use up a spell. It's just an action I can take.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware of that.
Is that a bard thing?
I'm saying if it doesn't work, if it doesn't work.
Does it work, Crit?
You see that all of their eyes clear briefly. And then slowly but surely, it comes back.
With the exception of the guy that's still holding on to my knife?
Yes. He just kind of looks around, kind of surprised. And you also see that the other patients have been kind of eyeing them. Like Gronk has kind of taken up a kind of like a subtle defensive position. Like, those of you who have martial training can tell by the way that Gronk has her feet and how her arms are out, she is prepared to defend this person because of how the other patients are looking at them.
Yeah, so
yeah.
the charm is not just
Fucking
blocking it,
Faye.
but it's also making them protect it.
They are keeping the secrets.
Where's your house, sir?
He just kind of like, he's a little bit distracted because he's, being slightly glared at by his neighbors, and he just kind of like points towards like the front door and says, down the road a little bit, and it's getting harder to think again. To the right, I think it's one of the houses there.
Is your family still living there? Did your family ever come in contact with that coin?
Not that I'm aware. And you see like his grip on the blade is slipping, and Gronk actually like slams out and like grabs his arm and keeps it on the knife. And he just kind of like Gronk just kind of like leans in and looks at the rather now scared Aarakocra right in the eye and says, "Do you not want to touch Gronk's knife?"
We need you to stay with us, dude. We do not need you. I'm going to tell him we need you to stay with us, please. We need you to remember where you live.
His eyes are getting a little bit wild. His you see his like breathing's getting a little bit faster as like this like kind of fight or flight response is happening.
I'm going to tell Gronk to take the blade out of his hand because it seems like that it might be hurting him.
Gronk reluctantly releases and takes the knife away, and you see that the patient's eyes dim rather quickly, and he just kind of like slumps back into the chair.
Okay. Real quick.
Problematic.
My new cantrip is the Fist of Iron. If I just use it and just put my hand on one of them, can I try that?
Nah, it's got to be cold iron. It's got to be like cold forged steel.
Okay.
Also,
just making sure.
With my dagger just happens to be.
I back away from Gronk a little bit.
Gronk looks at her hand and looks at you, and then just like snaps her fingers at the clerk, and he just kind of like hurriedly, kind of like through like a sense of self-preservation, throws like a towel or like fabric at Gronk. Gronk quickly wraps up her hand in the thing, and then just like ties it off. He's like, there, Gronk can now participate in things.
Thank you, Gronk, for being as kind as you are.
Gronk is willing to cut it off if need be.
Gronk, I do not think that is necessary. I appreciate it.
Gronk, love you, but we don't need you to cut off your hand.
I don't have greater restoration yet.
It's like we do not have the means of reattaching it if it does come off.
It is okay. Gronk has means of keeping it cold if need be.
I'm feeling spirit. You think that could reattach them?
No.
Oh, well. Dang, I guess you're out of luck.
Gronk appreciates
Okay,
Tiny Elf Man's attempt at reattaching currently still attached arm.
Let's go see if we can find this person's house to find this coin.
Yeah.
To see if we can trace it.
I concur, but I will stay at a distance away from the group just a tiny bit.
So there is a problem. We never before we didn't get the what it looked like before he went back to being.
It was a gold coin.
Yeah, a gold coin.
In their stash of money, which is not going to be easy.
But it's also got a trace of magic, and I can probably find the same magic with my slate, or just feel for it.
Okay. We will try to find this man's house.
Okay. Let's have some
Perception.
Perception.
You've been rolling a lot of these lately.
I'm not gonna mess up this time.
We need to see what's going on.
I messed up.
Huh.
Jesus Christ, Kocho, what did you... Oh my god, 14 isn't bad.
Oh, Gronk is distracted.
I don't want to talk about it.
Gronk, as you are walking, Gronk repeatedly complains that she has an itch and cannot scratch it.
Maybe she's
On her
so
head.
tall that, like, she just keeps face planting into the trees with the leaves.
Nah, like, she's, like, trying to, like, scratch it, like, rubs it on, like, a tree, and it just, like, rubs some of the bark off, and it's like, it does not make Gronk itch less. But now Gronk has ruined tree.
I'm just... Oh, yeah, no. Did I ever grab my dagger back from that guy?
Yes,
Or
Gronk gave it back.
Okay, just making sure. That's like... the dagger has sentimental value.
Uh-huh.
Just do not stab Borb with knife.
Yes. But at this point, I'm going to have sterilized said knife.
Gronk has lightning means of sterilization through convection heating. Gronk looks at his canary, like the blue canary-shaped Thunderbird on her shoulder, and Senko just kind of like nods sagely. It's like, oh, Gronk said it right first time.
Okay, well, we're gonna try to find this man's house. Did any of our rolls yield that?
Andy and Frackstone, despite the limited amount of information that you've been given, you're able to find like a kind of like a neighborhood down the ways from the clinic. This is an exaggeration, but I just wanted to put the token on a different portion of the map to show that you've moved to a different section. You find like a long, wibbly wobbly dirt road that is lined on both sides by semi-identical houses. They're all like the same kind of thatch-topped stone and I don't want to say wattle and daub, but they're primitive Aztec houses. Many of them are a singular room. Some of them have multiple families living in them. Most of them have a second floor that the flying capable members of their families can use to get back and forth without having to land on the ground. They're all slightly different. But you're pretty sure you are where
Where the man described his home to be?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, we approach it.
How do you... Well, where you think his house might be located streetwise. You don't know amongst these houses, especially since he's an Aarakocra and can fly, which one may be his.
Which one has the largest garden?
Oh, true. He said he used his garden.
Using that as a focal point, you're able to find at least two houses that have similar sized gardens, both of which have a mixture of vegetables, roots, and like food related plant stuff.
Does one of them seem a little bit more overgrown than the other?
That is a very good method of looking at it.
Give me a quick second. I'm sorry, could you repeat what your question was? I'm sorry, I got a little bit distracted.
Is one of the gardens a little more overgrown? than the other.
Do a survival check. Or nature if you have
On
that.
nature? Okay.
I'm grabbing survival because that is what I'm proficient in. I'm proficient in it. Didn't mean I could do it.
Can I attempt it? Maybe.
Do you have survival and or nature?
I think I might. Sorry, my roll 20 is killing itself again. I have nature.
You may roll that.
There we go.
Between the two of you, you determine that one of them is rather ill kept. You can see that within the last couple of days, one of them has been harvested, but hasn't been messed with as far as this morning is concerned.
Let's go to the more overgrown one.
Yeah, let's go to the one that, yeah.
There is activity inside of the house. It sounds like multiple people are doing things inside the house.
Gonna knock on the door.
A tiny Aarakocra child opens the door and just kind of like looks up at you. He's like, "Yes."
Hiya, kiddo.
Hi, sweetie. We're part of the Grand Knights. Is your mother home?
Mom told me not to talk to strangers. Mom.
Which mom?
Just kind of like looks at you, gets like a confused look on her face, and then turns and looks like, "Mom won." A tiny bird is asking me questions. It's like you hear like this muffled like it's like, "Honey, you are a bird."
Oh, wait, there's not a tiny bird asking questions. It's a gigantic orc man.
Well, there's also Borb.
Borb.
Who said, "Do you like which mom?" A taller, red, feathered Aarakocra comes to the door wearing like a apron and a kind of like wider sleeved, um, like I don't want to call it a dress, but just kind of like a longer tunic, I guess, underneath the apron. She kind of comes to the doors, like rubbing water off of her hands. Looks at all of you. He's like, "Can I help you with something?"
We need to know, is your husband by any chance one of the ones that has been afflicted by the
new plague?
Yeah.
You see,
I call it that though.
like her hands stop moving.
What else are we gonna call it?
Her eyes get really big. He's like, "Did something happen to him?"
No.
Oh no, we just need some info.
We have a lead, and we're trying to figure out what might have happened, how the plague came about.
Like how it spread to him.
Yeah. So, have you spent any gold recently? Something that your husband might have gotten?
No, because we don't tend to spend money too much. He tends to have more of a, what's the phrase?
A bartering
Yeah.
spirit?
He trades with our neighbors. We've got our neighbor just to the left of us that trades beets for whatever reason for bread. The neighbor to the right has a well inside their house, so we trade tomatoes and lettuce for um, access to their clean water. And then, of course, multitude of other things. The coin is only really useful for uh, travelers and such, so we generally keep that inside of a box in our house.
Is there any chance we could examine it?
Yeah, we have reason to believe that a coin that your husband is in possession of is cursed in a way, I guess.
She just kind of gets like a kind of like grossed out kind of look on her face. Then she just kind of like looks at you, like looks at all of you, just kind of narrows her eyes, like, prove it? Like, how do I know you're actually the Grand Knights and not just somebody in some fancy magical disguise?
Finn's going to go ahead
You
and
want
like
to pet
pull
my
on his armor.
unicorn?
I say, do you want to pet one of our miniature magical animals, I'm gonna have Moon just appear on my shoulder and I'm gonna hold him out.
That is a heavy ass Hydra you just put on your shoulder, bro. That is the
It's
size of a
a tiny
crocodile.
Then can I have Basil just like kind of wrapped around me?
It's like, look, we all have magical creatures. If not that, I'm going to go ahead and wait. Are we able to activate our knightly armor right now?
Sure.
We should be.
Cool.
Yeah, then Tim's going to go ahead and activate his knightly armor.
I'm gonna do my magical transformation to activate my armor, and I'm gonna be like, is this proof enough for you, or do you need something else, lady?
Do a persuasion check with advantage.
I excel at it, by the way.
You say that you get
Persuasion?
2 ones.
Yeah.
Persuasion?
Yes, I'm a warlock. That's my. Okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna roll that
it's
advantage.
time
There we
to
go.
shine.
There we go.
Dang it.
You got one lower than his lowest roll.
Anyway,
Wait, why does he get to roll twice?
'Cause
Can I
it's
roll
I'm rolling
advantage.
down advantage.
Oh.
Between the light show and the little creatures, she just kind of like nods and she says, she kind of point like raises a finger and says, "There is such thing as illusions that you can touch, see, taste to some degree, and hear."
Are you saying you want to touch my armor?
Well, I need proof that isn't just
An
what
illusion.
you've done. Like, well, I understand that that is, something that Grand Knights do and something that you're capable of doing, and she like waves at all of your little creatures. I'm not convinced.
Can Borb walk up and say a prayer in Orin for her?
I'm going to repeat. What's it called? Rain function. Can I do comprehend languages and start here?
Sorry, what?
Alright, not comprehend language. Not what I meant to do.
Tongues?
Never mind. Wrong thing. I have something that allows me to speak in other languages. My mistake.
That would be tongues. It's a 3rd level spell.
That I apparently did not get.
Huh.
I walk up and I try and like do an Orin greeting from oh god, what is this country called? Ioswin.
Uh-huh.
Like do an Ioswin greeting, and I'm like, I am the Grand Knight of Humility. I am here to help.
How can you prove that, my little white Kenku friend?
I am the only Kenku who can speak, can I not?
She just kind of like
creatively. Everyone else just echoes.
she does like kind of kneel down to get down to like your height, and she does say like, what you're trying to do is prove that you are who you say you are. Illusion is still illusion.
I have a way to prove that we are who we say we are.
How?
Wait, we do?
Is there any merch stands near us?
Oh, dude, I have merch on me at all times.
For
What her problem is that there are like illusions. How do we convince someone who thinks that we're not real that we are real?
Oh, dude, want a handshake?
I will cast Dispel Magic on myself.
I'll say, please don't dispel magic on me.
No, I cast Dispel Magic on myself, and I'm like, if I was an illusion, it would be gone by now.
That could also be an illusion.
Jesus Christ, woman,
you are asking me to take a look at our life savings and entrusting the knowledge of that and the safety of my family on
On the off chance that we are
Yeah.
knights, correct.
After telling me that a single coin inside of that stash is cursed, while my husband is slowly dying inside of a clinic just up the street. Forgive me if I am
Watch.
forgive me if I am a little bit protective of my family. And
Oh,
Gronk just kind of
sure.
looks at her hand that she's been trying to itch on the roof of the house, just kind of brings her hand back and puts it behind her back and takes 10 steps back.
It's look, I don't feel like Grog is helping.
Gronk is just I'm not. Gronk no touch house no more.
Gronk. I'm trying to think of a way to prove to this lady that we're real.
Honestly, as a person, I can't even prove to myself that I'm real, so I'm struggling.
Honestly,
Well,
yeah,
I
no,
mean-
I can't even. We can't prove that we're real.
How do we know we're not just,
I was about to say, ask her
character.
what kind of proof she needs.
Can I? I have an idea. I have a child of my own.
Really?
I'm just. Yes.
She just kind
Do
of
I have an archaic picture of Sev by any chance?
You have a drawing.
I have a. I guess I'll show her the poorly made child's drawing of Sev.
She takes it from you, and that soft motherly look crosses her face, and it's just she turns it around and shows it to you, and you can see that on it is all of you depicted. In this in
Still with my
the
face just scribbled out and said face.
the artistic style of Sev. And she points at it and says, either this is an intricately made spoof, or you do in fact have a child that sees all of you as this.
Shaw, dude.
He sees us as this for a reason. We are.
We are the fathers.
Dude.
Gronk, who is
We
on
are
the
his
other side of
father.
the street at this point, just kind of shouts across we saved
And
him
mother, I
from
guess.
magic trying to eat him.
Yes, we've saved him, and we are trying to do you a favor, and your entire nation, city.
Well, it's
Country.
not much of a favor. We're just
We're
the
just trying
Grand
to
Knights,
save
and we're
you
here to
guys,
help because that's what we
please.
do.
Also, as a Kenku wearing the mask, I am just as afraid of this as you. We must find an answer.
We're all afraid. Our good friend Borb here. I point to our bird friend.
I'm not afraid, dude.
Yeah.
I'm going to.
John, why don't you
Coastal-
go chaw in the corner with Gronk?
Gronk's not
Yeah,
in corner. Gronk across
I'm-
street.
I'm gonna slightly.
It's metaphorical, my friend.
I'm going to
Gronk
side eye
might be
Kocho
living
from
in
across, or not Kocho. I'm gonna side eye Finn as he says that,
the
and I'm going to not help it.
Oh, my bad, dude.
Can I roll
Anyway.
persuasion?
You've
Can I roll
you've convinced
another
her.
persuasion roll?
Okay.
God.
So she hands you back your picture and says, "That's a great depiction of all of you."
Thank you.
Issue
My child.
is that I don't want to touch this box now, and any one of you that touches it will be potentially afflicted by it. Gronk
dude, I'll
yeah,
take it.
slowly raises her hand with the cloth wrapped around. Is Gronk already touched person that's affected, and the lady's just
I'm looking at Gronk with this panic in my eyes, Gronk, not the time.
But
Not
Gronk
the
can touch
time.
box.
You don't tell an already. I'm going
Well,
to.
actually, no, that's a good point.
See,
But
Gronk.
Person really does say that's a good point. Gronk's already been exposed, so if we just make sure Gronk touches nothing but the box.
I'm still
So,
gonna pull Gronk to the side and be like, "There's a time and place for you to be honest. Right now, it is not."
But Gronk
Well,
just
Very
want
nice,
help.
you're supposed to be honest.
For her life, for us coming into her home.
Yes, but Gronk has already been touched by thing. So this way, nobody else get touched by thing. Only Gronk. And Gronk being strongest person here, the side eyes Barbaros, Gronk can withstand whatever it is.
make no work, Barbaro says. Oh, I'm so sorry. You can't defend yourself.
Well, you've got it.
The strongest? 3 question marks?
You've got the mic portion turned off on Discord. You can just hit the button again.
Well, he may be busy and
He was talking to
It's
his.
not working.
Oh.
No,
I
yeah.
still cannot hear him.
Anyway, so I'm gonna
If
tell
I
Gronk.
give
I'm
my
just gonna say to
map
Gronk,
to
yeah, I
her-
guess you can. I guess you can touch it.
Yeah. Just have family leave house. And just kind of like leans down and says, Gronk might not be book smart, but Gronk brain smart.
But Gronk is Gronk. Gronk be Gronkin on the daily.
She's fabulous.
Like,
Honestly.
come on, dude.
So just
I'm
take.
gonna give her my mask and say, I will stay outside, use this, and you may watch them carefully.
I do recommend your child go out of the house though, with all preference, just to make sure she stays
I will have everyone leave outside of the back gate, so
Thank
that your large friend, who I don't know is going to fit inside of my doorway, let alone inside my house, can go in. I can show her where the box is.
safe.
Gronk.
You are so right. Gronk is the biggest person in our group.
Gronk is like eye level with like the bottom portion of the roof, and
That's
Gronk is just like
problematic.
Gronk is big. Gronk just kind of like rubs her chin for a second. It's like, is where box is near a window. Gronk is 8'7", Mr. Barbaros.
God, dude.
Gronk do be huge, but we still love Gronk.
She is sumo wrestler big, not like athletics muscular big. Like she's not necessarily like in the same kind of largeness as a normal sumo wrestler. She is like the just plus sized. She's Kirby, but also
We
looks
love all
like she
plus
could,
sized
eat an entire restaurant of their cheeseburgers and ask for more.
Shaw, dude.
as she should.
The Aarakocra says, I think so. Gronk turns and looks at all of you and says, Gronk need rope.
You said a rope.
Rope. Gronk need rope.
I think I have rope.
Gronk
might also
just
have rope.
looks at Senko on her shoulder, and Senko says, is like, Gronk needs a means of pulling said box towards her to get it out
I'm
from
not
where it's
letting
supposed
you
to be.
use your companion to do that.
Like Gronk just kind of like gives you like a raised eyebrows, like Gronk not speak good, Senko speak better. Senko
Well,
explain.
I use my whip skills with the rope to try and whip it and pull it towards the window.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does anyone know Mage Hand?
No.
Oh, yes.
You do?
You do?
Yeah, I have bugs that do that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Use the
Wait.
buggies.
I totally forgot.
Oh,
and in
dude.
that situation, it wouldn't affect Finn. It would affect the bugs.
And the bugs are magical.
Shaw, dude, they're all magical.
So
Oh my God.
why don't we just
Finn
pick
is
it up that
useful?
way?
Yeah. Let's use Finn.
It's like, wait,
Shaw,
so Finn
dude,
is
it can be
useful.
useful.
So the lady guides you towards the exterior window of where the room is, opens up the window, of course, and points underneath their like a hay-covered bed to where a box that is sitting underneath. That's like a wooden box. You see that there's like a handful of um, basic security runes engraved on it. It's your typical like strong box that you can buy from any kind of um, like rune carver for a pittance.
Alright. Finn is just going to go ahead and just grab both his bugs.
Um,
You
I'm
want me
gonna
to
make.
make a roll for that?
I'm gonna have you do a.
Athletics.
I'll say no, because you're doing it with your bugs. So in animal handling.
Animal handling? Oh, dude, I have proficiency. Let's go.
If you please tell me he just rolled really low, I'm
Um,
Abner.
so Gronk is
Oh,
going to
boy.
help you by picking you up and pulling you bodily away, and thus pulling your bugs with you. So you may roll it again.
Aw, dude.
Roll.
Yeah.
It's the complete duality of the
Mhm.
rolls. The advantage roll go crazy.
How's
Your
advantage?
bugs are able to slowly bring the box out of the window, like carrying it like over the sill and then like slowly down and onto the ground before they go back to you and leave the box on the ground.
Aw, dude. Alright, everything should be good now, right?
Okay. Well, I go over to the box
Okay.
and scan it with my
Do it.
with. I was gonna just scan it to see if there's a source of the magic in there.
You do like a
Ah.
detect magic?
No, I was actually gonna try and use because it's a disease and stuff. That's been infused with it. I was gonna try to use my the vital runes. I know that they're
It
designed
has
for
to be
people, but-
tied to a person. Like
Okay.
it can only scan people. It can't do detect magic-y stuff.
Okay. But you could understand why I would try.
Uh-huh.
Nice try.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
We're gonna pop the thing open, and then I guess Gronk is gonna pick it up. Try to find it.
You gotta open it first.
I know. I'm going to. I'm gonna have Moon open. No, I'm not gonna have Moon open, and I'm not my companion. I love Moon too much. Moon is like a son to me.
You gonna use identify on the box? You already know that it's magical. You're just trying to get it open.
I'm trying to figure out how we're gonna get it open without touching it. I'm guessing Gronk
Like
will
you
open it?
can like if one of you wants to spend like 10 minutes, you may be able to learn the control rune to
Right.
unlock it.
Alright, then I'll go ahead and spend 10 minutes.
Because that is
I just have knock.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was like, Borp has knock. Does that help?
I have knock.
Knock go crazy.
I mean, does
No, it-
knock allow you to relock it?
It does not.
No. It just lets you unlock it.
Okay.
Doesn't anyone have
If
the
it's
arcane lock
a
spell?
magic lock,
If it's a magic
correct.
lock,
If
it's
it's a
suppressed
magic lock,
for 10
it-
minutes.
yes,
Okay.
it doesn't turn it off. It just suppresses it.
Okay. So that should be a non-destructive way of getting into this person's lockbox.
I'm sorry, but is it a magically closed?
Yeah.
The runes are magic that hold it closed.
Yeah, it's got security runes on it.
Alright, I spaced out during the portion in which Crypt described the box.
Uh-huh. It's like a hardcore way of stopping a thief from trying to break open the box. Doesn't stop the thief from being able to carry the box. It just prevents them from opening it until either they learn the unlock rune for it or get somebody to dispel it. Yeah, if you want to slap a
Okay.
knock on it, you're welcome.
One moment. Let's double check. Make sure knock is not a contact.
No,
I
it's
believe it
within
is.
60 feet.
Okay.
As long as you can say it.
Just making sure.
And it's just verbal, so I just basically say, knock, knock. And the chest opens and goes, who's there? Shit.
Please
I
give
love
them
flavor
credit.
text.
Honestly, please give them inspiration for that. That was, I'd like to say that was kind of.
You know what? Fine.
Let's go, DM.
Hey.
I wonder if these plants know anything.
I'm sorry, buddy.
You open up the box. Instead, like the box just kind of like the lid just kind of like pops open after you slap knock on it. You see that the runes are still active, but they have been, as the spell describes, suppressed. You see that there is about 100 gold in there. This is a tidy sum for people living in a fairly small house. Um, you're pretty sure that based off of the amount of gold in here, this is like close to a lifetime's worth of saving money for a low income household.
You put that in the wrong chat.
Did.
You sure did. I have no context for that. Anyway,
I mean, I can always revive them.
I'm so sorry.
ethically source them. Um,
I was like, when did Crunchwrap get into this chat? And I was like, oh.
oh wow. Um, so yeah, you got a ton of gold coins sitting on the top, like sitting in the middle or at the top of the coin pile. There's a lot of silver and a lot of copper underneath.
Can we try and see if any of the gold coins are much different than the others?
You could do a perception check, but I will tell you that this DC is going to be very high because you're looking for a particular needle in a stack of needles.
I have a +8 to perception.
Good luck.
Everyone stares intently at the box. Let's go. Perception.
Everyone go first perception with advantage, maybe?
No,
Oh my
No.
goodness.
you don't know what it looks
we
like.
got the same number.
Come on, nat 20. Wait, Coach,
It's
you're
because
good at
you
these
and I
kind of
are
things.
whispering in
What
thieves' cant.
We are thieves canting. Except for my dumbass was like, but we need a body.
Just says it out loud.
Oh wow, and you said I was good at these things.
You are. You were
No.
only
Oh,
like
poor
20
Gronk.
per week.
Ooh, Gronk definitely isn't good
Gronk
at
can
that.
barely tell that these are coins.
Wow. Okay, Carlos, it's on you, bro.
A 22 doesn't get it.
I told you it's gonna be high.
Can I try and do an Arcana check to see if I can feel any magic on any of them?
I would say that you would need to do a detect magic to see, but I want to see if our good friend Barbaros can determine whether or not there's a unique coinage sitting in here.
What does inspiration give you?
Allows you to re-roll,
Oh yeah, that would be great.
and you
I will
can
use my
take.
inspiration to re-roll.
You can choose the highest of the two.
Oh, it has an inspiration.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh wait, it's because of that
Still
one
not
time.
enough, but
Remember
better.
when I was like level 5 or 6 and we were supposed to be like level 7?
And you
Oh,
helped out in the fight that was 2 levels higher than you. Yeah.
And I didn't die somehow.
Uh huh.
You came
You were
very
barely
close.
surviving, but
Very close.
Frackstone, I would say that you have one too, since you were in on the knock business.
Okay. I'll use that as well, just to...
do I have an inspiration from anything that I've done?
Not that I'm aware of.
Not using
Not
my
even getting
inspiration,
Sev back or
Nope.
the.
no.
Oh yeah, I do. You remember when I got 3 of them back to life using my
Oh yeah, you're
my
right.
nightly thing?
You saved
I'll,
your comrades.
I'll re-roll mine too.
Okay.
Mine got
Con nat 20.
even with a nat 20, that might not be high enough.
Well, nat 20s generally mean you automatically succeed.
It really
Okay,
is
that-
up to my determination of whether or not
That's on DM discretion.
it
True.
is successful. Did you want to try to roll, Mr. Crunchwrap?
crunch.
Are you
Please.
in your D&D Beyond?
Crunch.
Is Crunchwrap dead?
You got this, Crunchwrap.
Rest
Do I
and
need
crunch.
to
Wrap.
do I need to open up your character sheet and do it for you?
That's crazy. Are you seriously gonna take this? Personally, I could never.
Mr. Carlos.
You might need to. I don't know if he can hear us or can't respond.
Well, Finn, you have inspiration, so you could re-roll.
I'm good.
Use that
I'm not going to.
Use your stupid inspiration. Finn. I have seen you roll higher than 28 on perception roll. If you do not re-roll it,
We are not finding it.
Well, without detect
I-
magic.
and
Yeah,
none of us have detect magic. Actually,
I
think I
do.
might have.
Actually,
Well, no, I have dispel magic.
Give me a sec. I might have detect magic. I'm
I
just being
use
dumb.
my inspiration. Peer pressure, am I right?
Mm-hmm. It's great.
Wow,
Barbaros
look
did
at
not
that.
get it.
Look at that.
Okay, what are you rolling this low for?
How
Would
dare
you
you?
believe me
Like,
if I've been
how
rolling
would
at
how could you do this?
disadvantage this entire time?
No, you're not. It would say.
It does.
Crypt,
Ha.
can I use my intent die to just try and feel for the magic?
That would be amazing. What is that, a flat d20?
Yeah.
And if he doesn't get it on his intent die, I'll use my intent
I will
die.
say that it is for the intent die because it is just a flat d20. You don't get any bonuses to it. Instead of the incredibly high DC I just set it at, I'll set it at 15.
Okay.
15. So we have to get higher than a 15 on a flat d20 roll.
Yes.
Let's go, Fraxstone. Jesus Christ.
So tell me how you do it.
Well, staring intently, I'm just like trying to focus on the magic that I saw using the vitals roll. Just not even thinking about it and just subconsciously grabbing my own magic to try and reach out and feel for that magic. Because, sorcerer, magic is something I just do. It's not something I totally understand all the time.
I have a funny way for you to do it. You just yell at the coin to reveal itself and have it glow a faint glow.
Are we fishing for inspiration points now?
Maybe, maybe not, Kocha. That's for you to find out later.
So,
It is?
you reach out with your mind to sense
No,
it?
with my magic. Just essentially just force my magic to grab whichever coin is the one that's corrupted.
Okay. As you feel out with your magic, you feel that there is certainly an ensorcelled something inside of the box. It is somewhere towards the bottom of the stack. And it is definitely not keen on you having found it. And is definitely trying to prevent you from pointing it out. I will have you, before you're able to tell your comrades of where it is, I will have you roll a insight check. But because you beat the 15, it's not at a disadvantage.
Okay. An insight check, not a save?
No. Insight check.
Okay.
You can point it out to one person.
Choose your person.
I find out
Probably
Finn
Gronk?
because he's the only one who has mage hand.
Oh, Johnny,
Point
what's
it
up?
out to Finn.
Dump them out and find it. What does Crumb-Trap have to say?
Alright, I'm just gonna make my bugs pick it up then.
Alright, I will you do another animal handling for me.
Please not 20, please not 20, please not 20, please not 20 or something decent.
Jesus Christ,
Why
kid.
am I rolling so low today?
I even canceled out the disadvantage by doing it without being able to see it. Wow. How could you do this to us, Finn?
Good. Oh,
I have
my
no
god.
clue. Roll20 doesn't like me today.
I understand.
Can I like give him like pointers on like, hey, bugs don't really get it when you do that. You kind of got to motion like this. Can I help him that way?
Sure.
Help him in wait.
Roll again,
Oh.
Finn.
Aw, dude, you mean like this?
I do bardic inspiration. I'm like, come on, Finn.
We're all trying to. Did you roll low again? I swear to
The
God.
9. 9.
So
Oh.
15.
Huh?
15.
6 to
15. With your bardic inspiration, you are able to motivate your swarm of insect buddies to dig into um, the box of coins, and through sheer force of willpower and unique guidance, they pull out a single coin. As they do so, Frackstone, you are able to, like, you know by the magical residue, I guess you could call it, on the coin that this is the correct one. On cursory inspection, this coin looks like any other coin. However, taking a closer look, monetary fun fact. Each designation of coin has a different famous ruler on it. Tarvis Mela is the source of coinage because they are the most neutral of kingdoms and they are the trade hub. So they mint all the coins. Some countries have the means of minting. Zalashtar does, and Aclaria does, and to some degree, Star's Kingdom does. But I forgot the name
Ah, my kingdom.
of. Because Roman.
Place I call home.
Between all of those, you are able to mint coins, but everyone keeps a standard. The copper coin has the first ruler of Tarvis Mela on it. I believe his name is King Ferdinand. It's some really German name, even though Ferdinand is Austrian. It's whatever. The silver coin has the ruler that helped form the chivalric pact, and the gold coin is currently the ruling monarch of Tarvis Mela. All of you see this coin. I don't want to say every day of your life. Some of you didn't have the most wealthiest of upbringing, so silver coins are probably the most that you've seen. Through your career with your other mentors and stuff, you were shown what the coins look like. You also have like the small stipend that you have on yourselves, not including the IOUs that you currently have. Um, Technically, they're bonds, but it's whatever.
Bail bonds.
You like this coin, the face on it, instead of the dour the not dour but the neutral expression that the king usually has, it has a smile on its face. And instead of the Tarvis Melon equivalent of "In God We Trust" on it, it has, as you're looking at it intently, the words change from the normal printing to something in face speak.
I can read that.
Would that be Sylvan?
Sure.
Doesn't matter the language, I can read it. What does it say?
It says to wither and to decay. And you have this like smell of rot slowly wafting up from it.
I ask Gronk to unwrap her hand and to wrap the coin in the mask.
She doesn't have a mask wrapped around her hand. She is just a bunch of fabric.
Oh, I thought it was fabric with runes on it.
Nah, it's just a normal, it's like a towel.
Then I'll ask for my mask back and be like, here. just kind of like anxiously tossing it towards one of my companions and stepping back from the coin.
I'll grab the coin and then I'll put it in my satchel.
Oh, I'm just gonna
The-
make the bugs carry it around.
So wait, hold on. You're gonna pick up the coin.
Wait, I thought it was wrapped.
Are
No,
you? Who's
not
going to
wrapped yet.
wrap it?
I'm going to take I'm just gonna shred some cloth off of my
Well,
what
before
I'm
you
wearing.
do that, Borb has tossed the magicked mask that Borb was wearing towards one of you so that you can wrap the coin inside of the mask.
Okay, that's what I intend on doing. I'm gonna grab the cloth
Can I
and
make
then I'm
my
going to do
bugs
that.
do that?
That would require you to constantly be using Mage Hand. Mage Hand disappears after a little bit.
Can do it.
It's a cantrip.
It's a cantrip, and it's a minute, but
It's good. I don't mind carrying it if I need to carry it.
I don't know. I don't think we want to risk anybody accidentally getting the disease. Like,
Why don't we ask Gronk to wrap it and carry it, since Gronk already has infected, potentially, hand?
True. Okay, Gronk, hold on to this.
Gronk like stomps over, arms out, all excited to be able to participate. Uses wrapped up hand, grabs mask with dainty fingers, puts mask on coin, grabs coin from above, like puts the mask on the coin, grabs the coin through the mask, lifts it up, kind of gets like a wrinkly nose because of the advanced smell olfactory senses of the cat, daintily wraps it up and like, gives it like a nice bow, and then just kind of like shoves it in her pocket.
okay.
Thank you so much.
There's-
I close the box. I don't feel anything on any of the other coins when I did that, right?
you do not.
Okay. Honestly, this. Does anyone? Oh, you have Dispel Magic, right? Right, Borb?
Yes. But
It
if we
still
dispel
opens up?
magic,
Well,
then...
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, if we dispel magic, then we can't use the magic to try and find who did it.
Yeah, say let's not like remove whatever curses on this thing, at least for the time being.
I was actually gonna say I was gonna dump the gold coins out so that Borb could use Dispel Magic on the other coins to make sure there's no infection on them before returning all the gold back to the family.
I'll just put my hand on the box, like, just hover over the gold and just kind of dispel magic above it.
Wouldn't
like
that
the gold.
ruin the lock that's arcane? Like they had a magic
No.
lock? I thought that
That's what
It's
Dispel Magic
because
does. though.
I specify, like, items.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I couldn't remember if it let you do that or if it was just like a wash of magic that does it.
Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. And so I would be focusing on the curse to dispel.
Okay.
12/24, 2023.
Oh, that's dispel magic.
What are you on about?
So I am out of 3rd level spells.
Good note.
Is today Christmas?
No, that's tomorrow. No, wait. Well, that's
No,
technically
Christmas is
tomorrow.
in 2 days.
Christmas?
Christmas
He's
on-
an hour ahead
Christmas
of
is
us.
Monday.
It's
You
Sunday
are still
for
on
him.
Sunday.
I'm
It's-
on Monday right now.
No, you're on Sunday.
You're on Sunday. It was Saturday.
Oh yeah, I'm on Sunday right now. I'm sorry, I'm tripping.
It's like, buddy.
Uh,
Okay.
Well,
No,
you are convinced of whatever may have been on the coins is no longer there if it had been before.
Okay. I just want to make sure that we're not giving, exposed or potentially more dangerous coins to them while we have the originating coin,
Orb just kind of smiles and is like, "We have dirty money."
Grog just kind of wrinkles her nose like, just like Grog put that in her Gronk put that in pocket. Don't want dirty pocket.
Okay, so we close the box and we call out to the family.
You do?
We already. We should probably remove the coin from this place entirely, and then let the family know it's safe.
Yeah.
Can what I'd like to do is, if possible, for us to get back to at this current state and time, I'd like to put it in the castle so we can like examine it closer there. See if Zedramil might know anything about it.
I mean,
That's
it's
actually
fate
really
trickery.
smart.
And
Yeah.
doesn't that bring something fate trickery back there?
Well,
Because
it's
in
not like
secret-
he can go there because the coin is there.
Unless, is there a way to make that a
Can
possibility?
someone who's good at Arcana roll Arcana to see if coin fate trickery will let them be at our castle?
I can roll Arcana. I'm pretty good at it.
Huh.
Jesus Christ.
I
That
actually
makes
think it's
sense.
Arcana,
Jeez.
man.
I don't.
Okay, you rolled a 20 on that, but on one
Uh-huh.
of your main skills, you rolled
Uh-huh.
a 6.
He rolled an 18. Or are you talking about Finn?
Talking about
He's
Finn.
talking about Finn.
I'm talking about
He
Finn.
rolled a 19 to be technical.
Jeez.
One of your lowest skills.
So all of you have been taught a lot about each of the different factions that you'll be going up against. You know, all about chaos magic, about the necromancy stuff of the dead king. You know about the wilding sea creatures, and you know about fey magic. And you know that Fae have a unique connection to the items that they enspell. And with a 28 in Arcana, you know for damn sure that if you brought that coin back to your home, that is the equivalent of inviting the Fae to come visit.
Yeah, so we're not doing that.
Good note. Good to know. Good to
As good of an idea as that was, and I'm going to give you inspiration for that star.
Let's go.
You, if you hadn't rolled that high, you might have done some things.
I would have invited the Fae into our home.
Uh
We might have woken up to have visitors.
huh. Yes.
So can I say an idea that I've been talking with Loki
I'm assuming it's
about?
what you and Loki have been talking about for the last hour and a half. So Loki accidentally let loose in the chat.
Source ethically.
Didn't mean
So-
to. I was like checking the general because I thought I heard Discord ping, and then I moved on with my life.
What if I assume the disguise of a dead person and try to be bait?
I'm sorry, bait to what?
The person who was giving out coins.
I mean, they're burning the dead. I'd assume that they don't.
Like,
They're
I
just
just have
funneling
to
it.
our
see a
plans
dead
always
person.
involve us using somebody as bait.
I just have
You know
to
what?
see a dead person, and then I can basically look like them for an hour.
So my question
but-
comes down to why a dead person?
Yeah, because if we're
Because
burning the dead
That's
people at
the
the stake,
mantle of shadows.
The way the spell works.
Yeah. It's the mantle of shadows, or mantle of whispers. As a reaction, when a humanoid dies within 30 feet of me, I can capture the shadow and use it until I finish a long rest. As an action, I can disguise myself as the dead person for 1 hour. And I gain a
little
plus
messed up.
5 additional bonus to my deception of who I am.
again,
But
why a dead body?
Why?
They are not looking. I don't think they're looking for dead bodies. Otherwise, they would have tried to claim them before.
It makes Borb look like an alive body.
Yes, I look like the dead person, but alive.
The person dies, and then Borb goes on to full-on impersonation.
and it makes them think that we found a cure for it.
Oh, thank you for
Yeah.
explaining that further to me. Because I really didn't get it.
It took me a moment to complete the thought without them saying it.
Thank you. I was trying to get there, but, like, I was struggling.
I understand, and it was like, it's a very good plan. Or it makes sense, per se, I guess.
Most of our plans do seem to involve someone being bait.
That's what I
Yeah.
was saying.
That's
If
what
it's
Josh
not
said.
broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
I don't think I didn't think I realized it at the time.
The only problem I have is that the person who's going to be bait is one of the two sneaky boys in our group.
Oh,
I
got
can
sneaky.
always
What's your
cast
point?
invisibility on myself.
We
I
have
can
Gronk.
disappear.
Yeah, but we
If
can't,
anything.
Borb.
Wait, I'm a
No.
level 2, aren't I sneaky? I also have a 12 in strength. Yeah, I also have a 12 in stealth.
But will you play sneaky?
Look, will you actually be sneaky, or will you
Yeah.
roll in that one?
I will be sneaky.
Okay.
You wanna know how sneaky I'll be? I'll be this sneaky.
Him
Okay.
casually rolling. Yeah, no, you rolled exceptionally well for Gronk, by the way.
Mm-mm. I got a 17 and a 16, and Leonin gives a +1 to both strength and constitution.
It's the proficiency bonus from his raise. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I don't know why that didn't click with me. I thought it was just like from feat scores and stuff.
Nah, because, well, he did get a bonus from Crusher for his strength, and then I used the other two ASIs to get them up to, which is how I got both strength and con up to 20.
So why is Gronk not? Oh, wait, we already have a barbarian. Never mind.
Mm-hmm. That's why I did not do Barbarian.
I'm like, with those stats, barbarian kind of fits a bit better than fighter, but fighter you can work with a fighter.
Well, she's a rune knight. Her runes are her
That
body
makes so
tattoos.
much sense.
She's got like I don't want to say Yakuza level of body tattoos, but like the striping along her like limbs and stuff has like unique like patterns and stuff to them that when she uses her runes they light up and make her more colorful.
I just got.
So yeah, what are we doing?
We can do the bait plan. I don't know how I feel comfortable with Borb going undercover like that. We keep doing this. We need to have a better plan in situations like this.
Is there a blacksmith in town?
What?
Is there a blacksmith in town?
Not. They don't really work metal. Their weapons are generally obsidian, because that is more susceptible to runic carving.
Hey Borb, do you have a knife?
I do. I have trick and treat.
Do you have any metal, like any cold iron weaponry?
Yes, I have trick and treat.
Oh, what is trick and treat? I'm sorry, I didn't even know.
Those are my daggers that do the magic stuff.
Yeah,
How I
how is that
turned
a goat?
the ogre into a goat.
Okay,
Twice.
so I don't think transformation stuff would work against the Fae though.
No, I'm just saying I do
They're
have
cold
2
iron.
daggers that are technically iron.
Cold iron, okay. I was just gonna say I could have you slip one of my daggers in like something that you're wearing. And then if you're going in as bait, we have some kind of. Do we have like? Oh my god! You know it would be so useful right now, an artificer. But I don't think artificers fit in this.
Barb, I'd say that given the size of your swords, they're not cold iron, because you can't really make a strong sword that size out of cold iron. Cold forged iron is generally smaller items.
And you don't have your big buster sword at the moment. Remember, it's being upgraded.
Yeah, all of our weapons are currently being modded.
Your Gronk just has fist.
And we don't technically have to talk to the person who died. We just have to see them die. So if we go back to the
No problem, man.
clinic,
We could just go into the room with the stage 4 people.
yes, and just be like, unfortunately, I get to be you for a little bit to help fix the problem.
Enjoy passing on.
It's like, enjoy the afterlife.
You know, Finn could revive them afterwards.
They probably would not be able. Well, I would assume that the curse would go with their spirit.
You know what? That makes so much sense, but we don't have enough. Doesn't Revivify have a heavy, like, cost total?
Needs a diamond at least 100 gold pieces worth.
And Finn, I'm assuming you don't have a diamond of that rarity or value?
Well, we
Finn-
have bonds, so we could go find one.
Just use the bonds as the diamonds.
I have 9 sharpened sticks.
That answers my question to a T.
Or we could take the time to closely examine this single coin to see if we can use it to track down what is making what is causing the problem. Or
I'd
find a
be
way
okay with
to
that plan,
dispel
because it would
from the
require none of
coin
us to be
and then
bait.
dispel it from the people.
So, what is the plan? Do we want to try and identify the coin? And then use that to track the magic?
I do think we should track the coin first, just so that way we don't have to resort to the same plan we always have. We're about to get, like, predictable, and I don't think that that's a good thing to have when you're
Well,
dealing
not only
with the
that,
Fae.
but we would also be relying on a plan where we don't have our nightly weapons.
Yeah.
True, so if we were to get into combat with the Fae and us not having our weapons,
It's tricky.
I'd be down to a quarter of my efficiency, guys.
Tricky. To rock a rhyme.
To rock around, hey tricky.
hey, tricky.
Hey, tricky.
Thanks for reminding me of that song. I'm gonna listen to that later.
You're welcome.
It's
Well, let's go find a place to wait.
The Grad
Hey.
Knights, folks. This is the quality of saviors we have. Easily
Corin.
distracted by music.
I'm a
Looking at
bard.
Corin.
I always get distracted by music.
And I'm a
Big
Big old ears for a reason.
Huh.
Crib.
Ah.
Crib. Crackstone looks at Corin and asks, would one of the clinics have a magically sterile room?
She just kind of like gets raises an eyebrow. And, she just kind of like looks around. Do you speak sign language?
I mean, I'm a.
It's not in my sheet, and I don't know if he would.
Star
speak
speaks
thieves'
sign
can.
language. Star speaks sign language.
How does
For all
Star
intents
speak
and purposes.
sign language?
No one speaks sign language.
How does Star speak sign language?
Oh.
I use my
He learned it in passing. One of his friends back home spoke it.
I use my mouth to speak.
Or they used it a lot in their little misadventures before he became a knight.
So, a language taught only to the mute you learned.
Yes.
If I look on your character sheet, is it
is
going to
not
be on
my-
there?
It's definitely not on my character sheet. I was gonna see if I couldn't.
Is that
give you
even
a good
exist
reason
in
why I
D&D?
might know it being on my character sheet?
Just so you know, Crypt, it's not an option available in the languages package.
Like,
True.
I honestly do not know what you're expecting.
I mean, someone has to have a piece of paper and a pen.
Honestly, I do. I have parchment and ink on me.
There we go. Solution found.
It's like it's something that I keep.
And now my
Again,
downtime activity, anytime we're not doing shit, I'm gonna
Learning
use
sign language.
learning sign language. That's what we're
Look,
up to.
I agree. That's what I'm doing with you.
So she takes your parchment and ink and she writes down her answer and she shows it to you and it says, with how, I don't want to call it low income, but with how small that clinic is, probably not. They're
Did we talk to the gods again? Maybe no. Never mind. Because if we brought the fake coin to the god realm, they would be pissed.
the only way to get like a perfectly sterile room is if you went to like one of the big hospitals, but there's not one in Jarsu. You'd have to go more towards the border of Tarvasmella to get one. They prefer their more druidic kind of methods of healing. It's worked out in the past, just this plague is unique.
Can we ask our floating buddies if they can track the magic, or is this part of a trial?
Now, we can't assist. This is part of your quest, not ours. We're just here as observers.
Yeah, I
You're
figured
like
that
the
would
Watcher
be
from the
easier.
MCU. They can only observe.
No. What's the answer?
He can interfere, but does he?
Yeah.
Shut up, Coco. I'm trying to make.
Wow.
Trying to make a point.
He's
But your
Well,
point's
let's put it
pretty
this way.
bad.
trying to be all deep and shit.
And then he gets stuck watching only Earth.
I'm sorry. As a Marvel fan, I have to say that.
Oh, I am a
You
Marvel
are
fan.
too.
I know he can't just. He can interfere, but he's not supposed to interfere.
He gets
More
punished.
like-
That's what I meant. That's where I was going with that, by the way.
Okay.
He gets punished for doing it.
Meaning they could probably get punished for interfering in one of our quests.
Oh, this is your proving that you are worth the Arcadian effort of helping you. And if they help you, then that is proving that you cannot prove that you need it, that you can, that you're strong enough and deserve it.
I feel like everybody needs help every now and then, but that's whatever.
I mean, this is a permanent alliance that you will get from it. They have to, get something to prove that you're worth it. Which is why you have 3 trials.
Does Corin know protection from good and evil?
You know what? Good spell.
Yes.
Because if we cast that and make sure the coin is in the center of it, it should isolate it from anything else.
That protection from good and evil was it was a thing that only applied to
Yeah. To a person.
Oh. What am I thinking of? It's circle of something then.
I have silence.
Circle of Sanctuary?
No. Silence wouldn't do much, dude.
I know, I'm just saying that's the only circle type spell that I have. In all fairness, I could just do remove curse, but that defeats the whole purpose.
Roll 20 being laggy?
Hello.
I have anything like that. I can speak
Gronk
with plants and animals, though.
Does Gronk have anything?
Do you want Gronk to have another idea?
Please. I forgot the benefits of having a DM PC. They know what the DM has planned.
Potentially.
Maybe.
Man,
Gronk has
No.
idea, but
No,
Gronk is not
not.
Gronk is not a good idea person at moment.
Their roll's low. Their roll's really low.
We got a 2. Not even Senko can help.
we're all struggling.
Sorry,
We're at an impasse here, guys, and that's a problem.
Well, you have achieved part of your goal, which was getting one of the ensorcelled coins to help figure out what that does. So your choices currently are figure out a way
Let Worm
to
go with
track down the guy, or bring it back to the clinic and see if what you did anything.
Honestly, let's bring it back to the clinic, see if it did anything.
We can always track down the guy after this.
Yeah, I want to make
Yeah.
sure these people get better first before more people die. That's my main concern. Because the more people that die, the more it's just the more grief. I don't like grief.
So you head back to the clinic.
Goes against my moral standings.
And as you approach it, this kind of feeling of anticipation, of readied action, kind of has settled over the place. Now let's have a perception check from everybody.
Perception, you say?
Uh-huh. And I'm not going to make
Alright.
Gronk roll this, because this is up to you.
I'm
guys.
gonna roll horribly. I didn't roll that bad.
I rolled a
Star is
nat
not
one.
seeing fit.
No.
I can't see anything.
Welcome,
Some
Mr.
kid
Barbaros.
kicked dirt in my eye with that one.
Frack knows what's going on, though. Frack, tell us what's happening.
So, Frackstone, Finn, and Borb, you hear from the interior of the clinic the sound of soft snarls, the scraping of nails against wood, and panicked shouting.
Oh god. So
Okay.
Star's gonna run in there with his
Yeah.
daggers
I'm
at,
gonna
dagger at the
stealth
ready.
in.
I'm gonna run in with my daggers at the ready.
I'm pretty sure that's Barb saying he's running in as well.
Oh, you're definitely sneaking. It's just that the equally large barbarian just kind of blitzed it in.
I'm going in like second or third, but trying to like sneak along. That way I am not the target of the first hit.
Can I stealth onto Gronk's shoulder?
Sure.
Nice.
Loki will not be seen.
Now you're above notice.
Okay, Barb's saying he's raging.
Okay.
Sorry, we're not even in combat yet. You can't rage out of combat, can you?
Yeah, you can.
Sorry, I've been playing way too much Baldur's Gate.
Huh. Gronk the Strong doesn't want to be below Loki.
Gronk doesn't want to be below Loki?
No, apparently. I tried to make it so that both of your tokens are together. So, Barbaros, as you charge in, I'm going to put you around this corner over here. You see that the once polite clinic has been turned upside down. At least the waiting room has. All of the chairs are scattered around on the floor, and the patients that had been patiently, excuse the pun, making potions and salves are scrabbling at the two doors leading into the other portions of the clinic. You see that they notice you, but they don't reference you. They are busy trying to punch, claw, stab their way against these wooden doors that it sounds like someone's pushing against it. So, like, trying to keep them from getting in.
Wait, are the people that are going crazy are trying to push into these doors?
Yes, and then there's someone on the other side preventing them from opening it.
I'm gonna yell Borb. Hit him with the lamp.
Brr.
Borb.
the door that they're messing with is over here, Mr. Barbaros. But that
We
is.
don't want to kick that door down.
I know, we're not kicking the door down. We're gonna put whoever's trying to kick the door
Are
down.
these
Oh, strength
the
save.
good people or the crazy people?
Those are the crazy people. They're trying to get into this door.
Okay,
Ben,
so
you
go
may
in
not
there.
want to be standing there. I am
Yeah.
gonna open up
No,
my
what?
lantern and aim it at them.
Sir, yes, sir.
We don't want the door destroyed, Barb.
No, I'm using my lantern to put these guys to sleep.
He's telling that to Barb, not
Barbar.
Borb.
Oh,
Barb.
Barb. I thought he said Borb.
Oh,
No.
that is a 30-foot cone. Let me have a nice little measurement. I apologize in advance, Mr. Mr. Barbaras, but I gotta fucking measure.
I'm sorry, I don't know what that laugh was.
Entertaining.
I'll do a 45-degree angle.
Thank you.
Horrifying.
The monumental side eye.
You can knock out. Well, they failed their Constitution saves, so these 3 pass out. They just kind of glance at you and just go. Bleh.
So in this rapid fire succession, they're gonna hear a yell from the orc man. Put him to sleep. What?
Bleh.
I actually gotta get going. I have had a terrible migraine for the past hour.
And you've just been trying to keep it going.
Yeah, and I'm just kind of struggling now.
Okay.
But
See you next time.
I will be stealthy as much as I can, Crypt, and love you all. Happy Christmas. Merry Christmas to all
Merry
those
Christmas.
watching. Big hugs. Goodbye.
Merry Christmas. Bye. Have
Bye.
fun.
Okay. So with
I'm
those
just
guys
surprised
knocked
I
out,
stayed awake this long.
what do you mean?
I had a 10-hour shift at work. I'm very sleepy.
Bestie.
This
I
one
know.
is still active.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. With the calmest. Actually, that is not going to be calm if I do that.
Actually, can we just try and, lure him into the cone?
I don't
I'll
think
do
that's how it
that.
works.
Ben's
I
going
think-
to
I
run
think
up
Borb
to
closed
him
the
and
turn it
try to
this way.
whack him in the back of the head with the dull end of his goddamn dagger.
So you're
Finn,
going
if
to try
you
to
do that,
peacefully knock him out.
you're gonna have to do a save as well because you're running through the light.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, I am?
What? Yeah,
Yes.
so long as that cone is open, so long as Borb has that thing open, you will get knocked clean out if you
What's
I'm
a
right.
Constitution save?
Alright, con save? I can do a con save. I'm not gonna
And this
fail
is where he
this.
rolls low again.
No. He
I'm proud
is
of him.
drowsy,
Quite
but not asleep.
And then, does he see me by any chance?
He does not react to you at all.
Okay. So sneak attack?
Sure, roll with
What are you
advantage.
sneak attacking for?
But remember, you need to mention that you're doing
This non-lethal.
non-lethal.
Yep, non-lethally. This is non-lethal.
Wait, not crypt. Crunchwrap, you walked in there?
Yeah, he's in there now. Roll a Constitution save.
He says he failed.
Brody is about to be out like a light.
It didn't show up on roll 20, so for me that didn't count. There are 2 doors. Currently, they've knocked out several people. Try not to kick down doors.
Why are you
Let's
trying?
not kick down doors.
We don't want the doors open yet. Not until the guys are down.
Yeah, you're perfectly fine. You are not knocked out.
You are not sleepy at all.
I'm gonna have Borb close the lantern, and then I'm gonna walk in there.
I gotta see how much fucking health these guys have now. Yeah, that is enough to zonk this dude out. That is now all 4 of those patients knocked the F out.
Can I check their vitals, I guess?
Well, other than the mild concussion the one guy has, the rest of them are just asleep.
Wait, why does one of them have a concussion?
Because you just
knocked him upside the back of the
you
head.
gonked him, man.
Behind a fence, he deserved it.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Finn, you realize that these guys are not in their right minds, right?
Shaw, dude, that's why he deserved it.
They're not in their right minds because of whatever sickness / whatever investigating that we're doing is hurting them. But go off, King.
Shaw, dude.
Anyway,
Just tell me who I did.
Let's calmly knock on one of the doors.
I will put these bodies over here. Get them out.
Personally, we should make sure that they're not going to like come back up after we get.
Yeah, just wait a second, man. There's people behind those doors.
If we break the door, it is a mess. No, I'm not breaking the door. We're not gonna break the door. Because if I wanted to break the door, I wouldn't have skipped with the formality of knocking people out. I would have just Eldritch Blasted them all.
Calmly knock on the door.
Which one?
The one I'm next to.
Okay. You hear like hello of like the cleric that you had interacted with before.
The patients are unconscious.
How'd you do that?
We have magic.
Okay. I mean, we threw like sleep stuff in there, and they just kind of kept rolling with it.
Firstly, I gave that guy a concussion.
Yeah, y'all
Great.
gave one of them a concussion. I'm trying to be peaceful. Come on, guys.
We have a magical item that enables it.
Well, whatever. Thank you for doing that. I will unbar the door, and you hear this like the moving of wood and metal things. No peace, only fight.
Dabs Barb.
You
want me to make an attack roll for that?
Sure.
I will.
You're just gonna, get him in the leg again.
Mm-hmm.
Do we need to get magical? So for Finn, we have magical duct tape to put over his mouth. For Borb, we need to have magical tape to keep him from doing stuff.
13 does not hit Barbaros.
But there's a 23.
Why are you trying to stab him?
I don't know. It seems like fun.
That's Loki's thing. You don't get to stab people too.
Is she allowed?
She's allowed. So like you see down the hallway, there's a lot of like furniture and stuff that's been like stacked up behind this door. The clerk is like, there's a lot of feathers missing. Not a lot, but like the signs of a struggle is like a uniform kind of thing is all like ripped and torn. There's a little bit of blood. He is out of breath and looks terrified.
Roughly how long ago did they start behaving this manner?
Just shortly after you left, the patient that you had interacted with before, the one that you had like touched the knife, he got up and started showing that he didn't have symptoms anymore. And as soon as he said that, the other ones got up and tried to attack him. They went
so they
full.
Tried to eliminate him.
Went full aggression. He was able to get out of their way because of their limited amount of movement. We ran down the hallway, barred the doors. They tried to get through the other door. My coworker went down over there. I'm surprised they didn't try to go through the back door. All these other patients in here too are, thankfully they're inside of like rooms and they're non-ambulatory, so they can't move, but they are definitely angry with the now cured patient.
So whatever we did to that guy's coin, i.e., finding it and revealing it, cured him. Where's
Because we
the?
didn't dispel it or anything.
No.
That is a good point. So what did we do, and why is it actually why is he functional? Where is this guy? If you don't mind me
He's just
asking?
in the room. He's in like the clinic behind me. I'll show you. And he just like walks down this hallway.
So you're feeling better. Yeah. So you're
Question
going,
that man. Yeah, we're fixing
He
to,
is
Barb.
like
So
over
I'm going
here,
to-
kind of like huddled in like the corner.
Okay. If you don't mind moving me to him, I don't.
Just
Oh, sorry, I'm
move
still-
your own token. This is down here.
Oh, down there. Jesus. I walked directly past him.
No,
No.
you cannot fight him.
But to put you inside of the Shadow Realm, Mr. Carlos.
You will get banished to Shadow Realm. Typically only reserved for Kochos.
Or Andy's when they make the bad jokes.
My jokes are perfect. Fuck you.
On God.
Anyway, I'm going to charismatically.
Thank you for the on God about my perfect
Duh.
jokes.
No
So
problem.
the patient is right here. This is the clerk.
I am by the patient, guys.
Yes.
Oh wait, shit.
He is huddled in the corner between the divider and the wall.
He's this Aarakocra right here.
Yeah.
That's what you're telling me. This one right here.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to speak to him. So, how are you feeling? Good, great, amazing.
No, I mean, beyond
slay.
my neighbors becoming aggressively murderous, I feel okay. He he lowers his mask.
Of the infection there.
Like he like lowers the mask and you see like the rotten beat up holes that were in his beak before have healed over. He no longer has the black spots around his eyes or like the veining. His feathers have regained their luster and his eyes are fine.
I'm gonna do just a quick scan with the vitals rune just to make sure.
It kind of gives you like a snarky response of why are you scanning a perfectly healthy person?
Oh, so it has personality. Slay, Vitals Rune. Slay.
Because he wasn't 5 minutes ago.
Not literally an hour.
Literally,
ago.
no, that's literally what. Because magic has personality, so he's like, so Frexon's like, because he wasn't a short time ago.
the rune
why
does
are you-
does not respond.
Okay, so we found the coin. Does that mean we're gonna have to find the coins for all the others, or is this?
I think we can just brute force it and find all the coins.
Dude, this is gonna take a long time. I wonder if this is the test of patience.
This is the test of patience.
No, this
Oh
is
my
the test
God.
of mercy.
Oh, so
Yeah.
it might be trying to figure out: are we gonna put them all down?
No.
What is
No.
your version of mercy?
Put them down.
That's a bit much. I mean, we already
yeah.
figured out how to cure them, and while it will take a long time, even curing
also heal
half of them is
rapidly
better
after-
than curing none of them.
And they
They have-
also, as you can see, they heal rapidly after the curse has been lifted from them.
Yeah, and all it is a matter of finding a coin. So
But that would mean we'd have to talk to what is deranged patients right now.
Or we could ask the clerk for their names and
Addresses.
residences.
yeah,
But then
there's
we'd
gotta
have
be
to-
some order to it. You don't just walk in and be like, "Hey, I'm sick as fuck," and they're like, "Cool, sit here. We don't need to know anything about you next of kin, so that way we can alert them." They literally told us earlier today that they have ways of they have a room full of people that they've already told the families of. They have to have a way to tell the families.
So we go talk to the clerk. We find out where as many of them as possible are.
No. Crypt, I apologize.
He was talking about.
Well, I was really trying to figure out
Barb.
which one of us he was talking about.
That was Barb. He just banished Barb.
Sure did.
Oh, okay.
I was like, what did I do?
I also was how to say, like, what did I do?
Barb said murder them all.
Uh-huh. I'm here for murder.
So I say we go talk to the clerk. We get the information we need, and we find as many of the coins as we can to save as many of these people as possible.
I don't know. Does this country have like a version of PSA like, hey, don't accept candy from strangers, but this time it's coins?
Remember, the guy didn't want to accept it. The Fae forced him to.
So it's more of a charm person type deal?
Yes. This is not a willing accepting of the coin.
He's hurting his own frame rate with all of these gifts.
He really is. And he can't even hear us tell him that.
No.
Because he's in the shadow realm and
Yes.
he's not wandering back.
His gift timing has been on point.
Boy can't spell, but he should sure give.
I might not be able to spell, but I sure can multitask.
He could just come back.
Wait, what are you spelling?
Welcome back, Mr. Crunchrat. Payload.
Bruh.
Okay, so we should talk to the clerk and get as many names as we can. Yes, we saw that.
So,
names and addresses as we can.
The clerk takes you back to like the main room, and he gets out the ledger that contains all of the relevant information that he could get from these patients and any of their like kin, like those who brought them into the clinic. All of their information contains first and last name, major family members, how many members in each family, and how many amongst that family have been infected. You notice that of all of the names and all of the information that he gives you, that it's only one individual in each household.
So it is tied directly to the coin.
Wait, only one in each household with the exception of the first one that we talked to?
No.
No, like, even the first one that we talked to, it was only him.
Yeah.
Oh, that has been infected.
Meaning, but, like, this is a largely barter society, so the fact that they just have, like, stockpiled their money and have continued to barter on the daily makes a lot of sense.
Do we have addresses for most of these people?
Yeah, but they're not like the typical addresses that you would associate for like a larger, I don't want to say more civilized, but like more organized. They like there's no street names. They go by landmark, some kind of fancy something. Like instead of saying he's on Rain Dance Avenue or Drive, the number 638, you have go towards the west. If you go past the house with the pink thatch, you've gone too far. You want to take the first left before, or the last left before the pink house, and then follow that, and then you should see a giant rock on your right. His house is somewhere nearby that.
Okay.
Like 3 or 4 houses down kind of thing.
Okay, so we need to find all these people's houses as quickly as possible to find the coins.
there is about 100 names on that ledger. And as you know, this is clinic number 3.
Well, we're gonna have a good couple weeks here.
Okay.
Yep.
So we're gonna start the
Um,
long and arduous process of going and finding these coins.
Honestly, I'd say we start with the ones who have been here the longest, who are still alive. See if by getting those we can get them as close to back on their feet as we can.
Are you going to keep giving the coins to Gronk?
Yes.
Actually, I was gonna ask for a medical disposal bag
Um,
or something to hold contaminated items from the clerk.
so, based off of your knowledge, Gronk is technically the one that, though it was the bugs that Finn used to take the coin out of the box, Gronk was the one that removed it. Like she is the one that picked it up. It is based on who picked it up.
So what's your point?
I'm saying is you can put them in a bag if you want, but if you're going to keep having Gronk do it, there's going to be things.
Oh, you're saying that
I was also gonna, get gloves.
That won't help. It's a Fae
Okay.
thing. Gronk is
unless you want to
the...
sit here and individually wait for Finn to, i.e., use his bugs to lift and put them in the bag, which Finn has not been rolling quite well today, especially on stuff that he's good at. No
Well,
offense to you, bud.
so like moving the coin inside of the box is one thing. Getting the box out the window and digging through the box with the coin is another. So like having the bugs move the coin into the bag, easy enough.
Can I talk to my Patreon and see if there's a way that I can protect myself from this thing while I get all of them?
Your patron?
Patron. Yeah.
Did
Fathomless.
did we decide on which patron that was?
I mean, the Patreon that I have on my sheet is the Fathomless.
Well, I'm asking you if you want it to be the normal one that a warlock from your nation would choose, or I gotta remember what the fuck your name is.
Because to be fair,
No, as hilarious as that would be.
No, I just heard whispering in demon cant.
Ephraim. Okay.
Make an artificer.
Artificers
So
aren't allowed in this world.
there are each nation has a quote unquote patron. The Tarvis Mela has the red unicorn for like a Fey patron kind of thing, or a celestial patron, I guess.
Yeah.
Could I have my Patreon be a Fey Patreon?
No, because you have Fathomless, so it is
Dadgummit.
some kind of sea creature. So you have the choice of the world turtle,
World
the endless abyss, which is the Hydra patriarch, or you bonded with one of the, or not bonded, but you took up a contract with one of the sea folk.
I will make it the world turtle.
Okay, so
That's ironic enough because my Patreon is the Hydra, and the world turtle is my Patreon.
So you reach deep into your connection to the oldest living creature on this planet, who just so happens to be the landmass that you're living on. This is knowledge that only you have. amongst like there's only a handful of other people that have the knowledge that Elysia is on the back of the world's largest world turtle.
I'm like in my mind when I go into this like this trance state to talk to him, I imagine my body because I didn't prepare myself to do this. I imagine my body just kind of fall over.
You are gently moved to a chair.
Did he just die?
I
Your
don't know. I don't know magic, but we can make this permanent. Cracks knuckles.
Wow. You find yourself in the deep sea. Um, you're you're like surrounded by darkness, and
Oh,
in
you're
front
right.
of you is like in this deep nothing where no sound is carried. You're floating weightless. Um, in what feels like a lifetime, a massive blue eye opens up in front of you, and this is like you are a speck inside of the uh, iris of the world turtle's eye.
You is tiny.
Like, and it's like
Hey, Mr. World Turtle,
this
how you
is
doing today?
this is like the only source of light that you have. He's like, oh, I'm doing okay, just kind of sitting here doing what I normally do, which is not much of anything really. And when I do things, I have to do it real slow, otherwise I might kill everyone on my back. It's wonderful.
Yeah, understandable, dude.
what
Anyway,
what'd
I
you
come asking a
need?
favor.
Okay.
We're dealing with what we assume are Fae
Okay.
back on Elysia,
Yeah.
on your back, quite frankly.
Sure.
And there's a deal with cursed coins.
Okay.
I need to find a way to. I would like a way to gather them all at once, if possible, or if at all possible, protection of the virus of me and my group, so that we can go picking them up without having risk of getting infected.
That last one you asked is a lot easier than the first one. You're asking someone that is the size of a continent to locate a multitude of very, very small metal coins.
Fair enough.
Um, but targeting the group of 7 individuals that have the most unique powers, one of which being bonded to me, or not bonded, contracted. You know the deal.
Bonded, contracted, same
That's
difference. You're my favorite, one of my favorite people in the world.
thanks, buddy. I've been
Oh,
alive
should I
longer
tell
than most everyone.
Moon that you said hello?
Yeah, tell my little buddy I said hi. Um, to do this for you, protecting you is easy. I do need something in return.
I offer up not my spells. What do you feel like would value crypt?
Well, this is an action on your part. I don't want any of your magic. You need that. That's something that you work
I
for.
do a task for you, no questions asked.
Yes.
I owe you a favor that you can call in at any time.
Uh-huh. But this isn't going to be one of those like weird ones where I say I need you to murder your comrade kind of thing, because that's not very nice, and I'm technically a nice person.
So you're one of the nicer patrons I could have chosen.
I mean, if you're chosen the abyss, that he's source of chaos, not very nice.
Yeah, I assumed as much.
Doesn't microwave his mac and cheese fully all the way through, if you know what I mean. Then hands it to you, so only the surface is warm and the middle of it is cold, and won't let you microwave it again.
Dude, you're a monster. Y'all are hearing this, by the way.
He is the worst.
Oh my god. So you're saying if I had gone to him instead, I probably wouldn't have gotten help?
No. Well, he
How
would
is
have
it
given you
good
help,
then?
but it would have been at the expense of potentially someone you love. Um,
And I'm not letting him take my child.
yeah.
Also,
Uh,
do me a favor
Gonna make
and
them
watch over
something.
him.
Yeah.
Or, better statement, while I'm here, is there a way to reconnect him to the weave of magic without it going and running rampant in his body?
He needs to be old enough. Not even I have the ability to force someone to mature faster than they're supposed to. You gotta wait the normal amount of time for your youngster to grow and advance in age to be able to withstand that amount of magical pressure.
Okay. So once he becomes older, we can attempt to reconnect him to the weave.
Yes.
And it shouldn't hurt him this time?
It shouldn't, assuming that he is capable.
Okay. So, do you want to go and tell me the thing you want now, or do you want to...
Well, and like the eye just kind of gets real close, and you feel this kind of like pressure settle over you as this like building sized eye gets within like 10 feet of you, and it says, I don't really do much. I just kind of sit here. Anytime there's an earthquake, it's because I have an itch and I had to scratch it. However, there's a thing that I crave. And as you know, being hundreds of thousands of years old, I have the need for snacks.
You're telling me to bring you a snack.
The problem is that I
I was about to say meatball when he said there's a thing they created. It was so
You want me to bring you a
so
snack?
I can't eat normal things because your size of food is I'm going to be completely honest with you, and this is no you know, this is not something to be embarrassed, but it's so small. So very, 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 very small. What I
So,
need
what
from
would
you is a source of metal.
a source of what?
Metal. A large
Metal.
enough source that, say, someone the size of a continent might notice. Um, as the master of this continent, I can manipulate my makeup to replace what is taken. However, with the amount of iron that was removed to make your fancy walls, uh, I need the snacks.
So you're saying you need iron?
I need metal.
Metal.
Yes.
Of any sort, correct?
Yes, but in heaping abundance.
Like how many pounds / tons we talking?
Mountain worth.
How soon do you need this?
Within your lifetime.
Okay. Are you going to grant any other favors before I get you that stuff?
The more favors you ask, the more snacks I need.
So you're just telling me the more favors I ask of you, the more iron you're gonna, the more metal you're gonna.
Yes. And it will no longer be within your lifetime, it will be within a certain period of time.
Okay.
Because the
Thank you. So how do you plan on protecting me and my friends from the?
That's already started, and you like wake up, and you see that there is a light coating over each of you. You now have, um, you're now shielded, all of you, with a thin membrane of magical world turtle barrier.
I'm gonna look to Loki
man.
because I realized he was trying to
Stuff.
kill me while I was.
Cracks knuckles.
It's like,
I didn't do
oh.
shit. I just stood here staring at you awkwardly.
Gronk is protected too.
I knew I shouldn't have eaten
Her
those
buddy.
mushrooms. What's this light?
You didn't get to see it.
Oh, you don't?
No, that was just Star having a quiet conversation with the world turtle that is your homeland.
Okay, so we don't see the membrane of magic around us.
You do, but like you see it on others, you don't see it on yourself.
Okay.
I was saying.
Still keeping
So-
that much in common.
Had to talk with my world turtle buddy. We need about a mountain's worth of metal. That can be done at any time. Don't ask about why we need the metal. Just
Is it
just
to
don't
like?
be concerned.
I'm honestly a little concerned there. What do you need a mountain's
Ah.
worth of?
I don't want to hear it.
Are you like?
See this shiny mucus membrane covering us all?
Mucus membrane.
That's what I want to call it.
Okay.
That's what I think of this as.
Look, I'm not gonna correct you. Whatever you want to call it, man.
It's little whatever this film stuff all over us.
No, you said mucus.
Mucus.
That is-
Whatever. Yeah, let's call it mucus.
Yeah.
Yeah. This mucus all over us. Let's consider this the world turtle snot. All over.
Gronk it just kind of goes. "Whoa."
Way worse.
You realize right now, Braxton's just trying to scrape, even though he doesn't see it, trying to scrape it off his arms.
I'm going to look Fraxstone dead in his eyes, scrape it off your arms, and we all risk getting infected by these stupid coins. Now, I managed to get us protection. We are now immune to this thing. I'm assuming until this stuff wears off. Crypt, how long until this stuff wears off?
You didn't ask.
God. Damn it, can I go back in there and ask?
Do a charisma save at disadvantage.
Patron, damn it.
How the fuck did I forget to ask how
You got distracted by the iron.
Oh my god, it's gonna be that. No. Fucking no.
Terrible. Your patron has
So
better things
you
to
have the choice of essentially sending the phone call again and getting a nasty, nasty headache, or not.
I'm gonna look. What would the headache do to me?
It's a D10 of damage,
Jesus Christ.
and it's under. And if I roll under 5, then I roll again.
Oh, you trying to fuck my shit up?
You get a splitting headache.
Let's just get this done as quickly as possible and.
Yeah,
worry
so
if we
I'm not
disappear.
I'm going to tell the party with the risk of a splitting headache, like ear shattering, like kill me kind of headache. I'm going to not call him again and ask him what the time limit on this crap is. So, I
You
suggest
can
we
see
get our,
it on us, right?
You should be able to see it on everybody. I don't see it on myself, but I see it on. Y'all should also be able to see it on each other.
We can see it on ourselves.
You cannot see it
No,
on
we can't
yourself,
see it
but
on
you can see it on each other.
We can just tell each other when it looks less grody, and that means it's wearing off and we need to be the fastest boys alive. The fastest boys and the most amazing gal.
This is just like
Honestly, I
Grog is
forgot
just like,
ever-
yeah.
No longer is our party fully male.
I've broken the
Grog
sausage
down.
fist.
Boys is gender neutral when I say it.
Especially if you do it
It is
B-O-Y-S.
It B-O-Y-S.
Uh-huh.
B-O-I-S.
Yeah. You didn't miss much.
Wait,
Screaming.
Star had a conversation with a giant turtle that happens to also be the landmass you're currently riding on.
I
In
honestly forgot that I
exchange,
could contact my god.
in exchange for protection against the curse, you now have to find a mountain's worth of metal within Star's lifetime.
And you know how stupid Star is? And the stupid crap I do?
To feed
You gotta find that
his
out.
patron a snack.
I do some pretty dumb shit. Just remember that.
Boom.
And
Well,
now
that's something
all
we
of
asked our
you
allies for.
are covered in a shiny white shielding around your bodies.
No. I thought we'd established it was snot.
No, you believe it's snot. That doesn't
I
mean
thought
it
you said
is.
blue. I thought you said it was blue.
Well, it is blue. Yeah, because that's his color. But like, it's a membrane. It's like a shielding that is covering your body that is protecting you from this curse. You called it mucus, and that is what your character believes it is.
It might as well.
I'm describing what it looks like in terms of aesthetics. You say it's mucus. For Star, it's mucus.
Potato, potato.
Okay, let's head out and start doing this stuff then.
Yeah, let's go and get these coins
Yeah,
for this stuff.
before we do that, we end session here because it is 11:30. Andy's been awake since forever, so we will cut session here. We will pick up again next week, and that's when
Saturday is
the
isn't that
28th.
New Year's night though.
No, it's not the 28th. Be the today's the 23rd, right? It's the 30th.
23rd.
It is the day before New Year's.
Okay, so New Year's that Sunday.
Yeah, that's the last day at my workplace.
Crypt.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll be here because I'll probably be driving.
How dare you?
Honestly.
I'm sorry.
How could
Is
you?
that New Year's?
Could you do this to me? Like I thought we were
sorry.
friends.
It's okay, Crypt. I'll be here because I'm your friend.
Okay,
Wait,
see,
is it New Year's?
besties
Don't
for
worry,
life.
Crypt. You can't
I'd
get
like
rid of
to
me.
spend
I have
Christmas
nothing
with
better
my
to
family.
It depends on if it's New Year's or not.
It's
New
the
Year's
30th.
Eve.
It's the
the
eve of
day
New
before
Year's
New Year.
Eve.
If it is,
Well,
then I wouldn't be there.
New Year's
It was
Eve.
fantastic playing with everyone. Good night.
Have
Oh, it was fun playing this again.
yeah.
Yeah.
So have a good night, everybody. Say goodbye to the YouTubes.
Bye,
Goodbye,
YouTube.
YouTubes.
Make sure to comment what your favorite cookie is.
No.